Ah!
Fucking liberals.
Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
He's back! He's back!
I'm back.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
Andrew Garfield is more than just a spider. Denis Villeneuve has his own space politics to worry about. And John Watts returns Apple TV's dirty money.
Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call. Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblett to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates, and welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Pete.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
And we have a great show for you today. Welcome to everyone on YouTube Live, including Trip Affleck and Jack down there in the chat.
And old Bruce.
Oh, Bruce is there too. Cool. What's up, Bruce? So, YouTube Live and otherwise, and of course, the OG classmates in podcast land.
And Bree just showed up.
Oh, the love
For
of
the
my-
first time.
And
in a
showing
long
her
time.
disappointment in that we watched the wrong movie.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But first off, welcome back, fellas.
It's been too long.
How are you, Tyler?
How are you with this 2 weeks? I mean, me and Pete saw each other.
Yeah, we were hanging out
yeah,
for two weeks straight, basically.
I mean, I was just,
What were you doing?
Sleeping in,
nothing.
sleeping through,
really.
sleeping
Nothing.
sleeping
I
through
don't-
turkey dinner.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I celebrated our most delicious holiday in the 365 calendar year, and it was
Debatable.
great.
How was the sleep?
Debatable.
How was the sleep?
I don't know if there was any sleep. I've been working my ass off because you guys keep ordering Christmas presents. Every one of you, even you.
Yes, I like that. Fourth wall break.
But yeah, I mean, it's been great. I missed you guys an awful lot. I mean,
It feels good to be back. Joseph hit it.
Time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
He's back.
Yeah.
He's back.
I'm back.
Oh, boys!
yes,
I'm back.
greatest scene in a movie ever.
Z105.
And we're back.
And we're back.
That Randy Quaid scene reminds me of. Do you guys know that there's like a parasitic fish in the Amazon where, like, if you pee over the side of the boat, it can swim up your pee stream?
Yeah, you're more likely to get it if you pee like whilst you're blocking tackles in the water.
Like
Yeah.
your whole body's
whole
in the
body-
water.
yeah,
your
your-
lower half is in the
That's
water.
kind of what I think about Randy Quaid. Is he's one of those
Swimming
parasitic,
upstream.
swimming upstream into a.
He's a
urethra,
parasite.
Into the into the urethra
of the alien.
the alien mothership.
Yeah. Welcome to Earth.
Technically, it's not a mothership. That was a satellite ship. That was my mistake.
Oh,
But it does feel good to be back. I feel like we're rusty.
a little bit.
I'm rusty.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah,
yeah.
we may or may not have some technical difficulties early on in the stream.
Well, me and Pete were hot off a short film set.
Yeah.
And that's where we've been the last 2 weekends.
What was it? Bloody Mary, or what was it called again?
Yep, that's it.
Bloody Mary.
We're remaking the Bloody Mary movie.
The Bloody Mary movie.
Yeah,
Plug your project, God damn it!
A movie about drinks.
I actually love Bloody Marys.
I don't like tomato juice, so I hate Bloody Marys. Yeah, we were.
Fill us in. What were you guys working on?
Thank you for interrupting me.
You're welcome.
Just like
Go.
old times.
Yeah, it is good to be back. Nothing has changed. But yeah, we were filming a short. Director, writer, star / producer Hannah Holloway was heading this project called Mother Wound, which is her passion project. And I don't know verbatim the definition of Mother Wound, but essentially it's like a generational trauma horror movie specifically about a mother-daughter relationship that is abusive physically and emotionally. And that's essentially the concept of the movie, and then put into a kind of like a creature feature, psychological creature feature,
Yeah,
featuring the creature.
The creature's cool too.
Yes.
I don't know if she's supposed to be like a ghost version of her mother,
Like a
or
zombie
something.
decomposed version of her mom, even though the actresses don't necessarily look anything alike.
Yeah,
And it wasn't like they took the actress who plays her mom
and made her up.
and just made her a
We got a creature actress.
dead version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she was like a Scream Park Halloween like
If she's done a lot of, I was talking to her between takes because she had to get made up. Do you want to pull the pictures up?
Yeah,
Maybe
so-
we can get an idea of what she looks like.
Yeah, we got some BTS of the set. Here we go.
For all you class clowns out there, that's
There's this video again.
Pull me back here.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. We can't get away. What is
Yeah.
this? Oh, here it is.
you just got to make it. Yeah, there you go. Click that.
Okay.
All right, here's the BTS.
Here we go. Okay. Now let's cycle through these clips here. Oop. Okay, I guess I can't change the size of that. So a collection of BTS photos from a bunch of people on set, including me. They actually had a BTS photographer, which are these like higher quality looking photos. And then I took fun photos, and then some other people took, and then they just uploaded it to this one drive.
I have some, but I didn't upload them. I'm a degenerate.
So yeah, there's some PAs not doing their job. Just kidding. They're great. Very helpful.
You get to show them a picture of the.
Now I'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get there. It's not exactly in order. That's
Towering over those women.
far away. Yeah. It was mainly a femme-led project. So most of the crew
A lot of ladies.
was women, except for
Explains why I didn't get the role for the mother.
for me, Pete, and another PA, and then later on
the lighting dudes.
the second week, it was
Oscar.
It was
Oscar
Oscar,
and
and then
Ed
there was
both.
Ed. Yeah. But mostly a female-led project.
I was opening pickle jars left and right.
Yeah.
That's my only job.
That's Hana right there, the director, in character, as you could say. Some color black and white photos. The camera's in the fridge for this shot.
It looks like you're directing this movie, Joseph.
He's the DP.
Yes.
So he's like
there's
in
Pete eating
charge
a
of-
sandwich.
Oh yeah, there's me.
Actually, it's not. Is it a sandwich? Or
It's a pita.
So it's a wrap.
It's Peter eating a pita.
It's a yeah.
It's from Pita Pit.
Peter eating a pita.
Pit to pit. Yes. So that was his contribution.
I did that.
And then his satisfaction.
I played Super Meat Boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So we brought the Switch.
Yeah. I was to be clear, I was script supervisor and I assisted with lighting.
Yeah, it was an interesting role for you because the initial script had way more dialogue,
dialogue.
and then they revised it, and
Like,
then
all right, your call time 6:30 a.m. First line of dialogue 4:30 p.m.
yeah,
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go take a nap.
yeah, it was interesting. It was a big revision from the first.
I think the second version of the script was good. It was really fun though. It was the longest shoot I'd been a part of because the last time we did something like this, I left on day one because Nova died. My dog died.
She had an emergency. Yeah,
Yeah, and it turned out she passed from it. It was really sad. So I was worried that I was the cursed component, but
yeah,
no one died this shoot.
no one that we knew. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess technically thousands of people died during the shoot
Yeah,
around the world.
damn, the curse continues.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah, various setups, and mostly only a couple locations. Or a few.
We had 3.
Yeah, 3 total locations. Most of it was in this house, and then we had one that was in Garden Valley, which is about an hour east. No,
It's like
East.
northeast, yeah.
yeah, towards Placerville. Is our audio person Kiara? That's her name. Yeah, this was in Garden Valley. This is actually that little girl is her niece, Hana's niece.
Oh, that's the one who took my part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Tyler was going to be a sit-in, and then
Tyler was gonna play a 8-year-old girl.
yeah.
I know. Just Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
The emotional control of an 8-year-old.
Well, I'll get my big break one day.
Yeah.
yeah. You do look underdeveloped.
Another couple months in the womb, maybe.
Yeah, here's the first image of the creature.
Yeah. Also, that TV in the background. That's my TV from the retro room.
Cameo from Pete's TV.
Just to be clear, I wasn't laughing at the creature. I was laughing at what Joseph just said.
Yeah, the creature had to get in full makeup that took probably like an hour and a half.
At least.
At least?
At least. Probably closer to 2.
And all of her shots were probably less than like 10 seconds of screen time.
And then, yeah, I remember on the day of the shoot in Garden Valley, it was like she had this shot.
Yeah.
Or in the morning, because we had the morning light.
Yeah, the same house in the dining room.
And then she sat in makeup for like 7 hours until the nighttime shots.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for her, but she was chilling.
Yeah. This was back in Sacramento, back in the kitchen. Like there was a lot of like flashback type of scenes, a lot of scenes with no audio. this is a stomach prosthetic that Camille made, and because she's the director of the movie, but she was starring in it. She couldn't direct it while she was starring or like it being in it. So Camille essentially co-directed her for the most part, actually. And then she also made this stomach prosthetic that if you can see the tubing right there.
Yeah.
On the right, attached to a syringe in which she pumped blood through. It was a really cool.
It looked great. It was very gross.
I was very like, obviously, like I couldn't show that whole thing, so like I was very like close on that wound, the mother wound.
Oh hey.
And it was
it was effective.
It was creepy, and like it had the texture, like the look of skin.
Was it edible? Did you guys eat it?
We didn't eat it, but you probably could not die.
You probably would be okay.
You'd have a really weird shit the next day.
Yeah, probably.
A lot, like a brick.
It was made with like gelatin, and
it was funny because I was sitting on the back counter in the kitchen while we were shooting, waiting for that shot.
Yeah,
and I kept looking over and thinking, "That's a pork belly."
I was gonna
It's
say,
like-
were you eyeballing it?
I slapped it one time. I was like, "This is. I'm gonna throw this in the sous vide."
Is it cake?
Yeah. No, it's gelatin.
This was the last scene that we shot, and it was the final scene of the whole production.
This is where my other role came in. I was scout,
Yeah,
location scouting.
Pete scouted this road, actually not too far from his house, very convenient.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of nowhere, there's a house you can see on the very edge, and obviously we didn't like contact them or let them know.
Now
But
we just shot on their street.
this is a dead end public road.
What street was it?
It was right on the corner of Gay Road.
Yeah,
No way.
Not joking.
also
yeah.
convenient.
No way.
Yeah. I felt like out in Wilton.
I can't remember the name of the road.
Yeah,
but
I know where
Freeman
that-
or something.
Yeah, it was Gay. It was Gay in Freeman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freeman Gay. And then this is actually the very first scene that we shot of the first day. That's me in the bathroom.
For all the audio listeners
me
out
in the-
there,
it's
who
me in
know
the
that-
bathroom.
That's me in the bathroom, right?
It's me in the bathroom with
That's
the camera.
me.
making
on
my
the spot.
water.
Yeah, that's another angle of that.
Well, it sounds like you guys had a really great time.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
There's Pete there, not script supervising. He's actually helping us with that boom setup right there,
Yeah.
over the head shot.
I kept thinking the camera's gonna fall on our face.
I know. Every time I do it, doesn't matter how light the camera is.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, it was right above her. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. I'm excited to see the final product.
I am too.
I don't know. Probably next year sometime is when it'll be finalized because there is some like sound design, obviously, and like some VFX.
I think she said June, July is what they're shooting for.
Nice.
But it was really fun.
Yeah, and
Maybe, there she is.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, she had these
She
contacts.
looks like the shining.
Oh yeah, the woman in the bath.
The woman in the bath.
Except
yeah.
for young.
Yeah, she has these contacts in that these white contacts that is described as like if you had a sheet, like a thin sheet over your face.
She can't see.
You can't really see that
much.
well.
It'd like lead her through the house and stuff.
That's her being directed. And then back in Garden Valley.
This one shot with the little girl on the slow motion static on TV was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
looks good.
great. That's great. I didn't get the little girl scene. I didn't get the mother scene, so I don't even give a good goddamn about this anymore. I'm just kidding. I like it. It's great.
Yeah.
Way to commit to the bit.
Yeah. This scene right here was one of my favorites to shoot.
yeah, it was good.
Like the lighting on her was really good.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, but that house looks
Oh,
creepy.
and it also rained.
Last like 3 hours of the shoot on day 2.
I know, like most of our shots were interior, and then the one time it's exterior, it starts raining.
Yeah.
I know.
So we had to do the roadside shot, add rain with
So you can see
water
the
pump.
umbrella we rigged up. Luckily the light was waterproof. That we had.
I don't know what would happen if that light wasn't waterproof.
I mean, I think we can assume what would
Cell
happen.
phone lights? I don't know.
No.
I mean,
Cell phone lights.
Cell phone lights. That's powerful enough.
you just have 4 people like with their cell phones.
That equals 600. That's a 600 watt light. And so
Why not?
it's a lot of cell phones. Yeah, that's her with putting the wrong contact in. Those are the correct ones. Spoilers. This is at actually a film studio in Sac called Futures Explored, which is a.
Oh, very familiar. Very familiar.
Are you? Have you delivered there? Oh, really?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. So you're just lying.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
So you're,
just wants to be part of the gang.
so you're a liar.
Yeah.
It's a studio in SAC, which like is about focuses on like filmmaking, but for like special needs.
Yeah, people with disabilities and
Yeah, and it's
Oh, very familiar.
okay, that's where he remembers it.
okay. And yeah, I guess they have multiple studios too, in like the Bay Area as well.
That was a neat space.
Yeah, it was cool.
Especially if you're like a filmmaker looking to do something and you don't have
They have a lot there. They have
access to people like you.
They've got a lot of
People on set were like, "How do you guys? How'd you get part of the production?" I'm like, Joseph's my friend, so I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
They just call me along because I know how to like do a lot of things.
Yeah, I got flashlights.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. We used the flashlights.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, I
Nice.
bought them just in case. Definitely came in handy.
Yeah.
Well,
This
it
is-
sounds like a great time.
okay, yeah, you're trying to wrap this up. I can
This
tell.
is not a wrap. We're not.
Oh, we're not?
This
No.
isn't your
There's
segment.
more?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's more.
Yeah, I can tell you you're tired of seeing this.
Yeah, no. I'm just kidding.
This is Hannah getting her stomach cast for that prosthetic we saw earlier.
Oh, that's funny.
That's her with the stomach cast. That's Camille with the stomach cast.
What a shot!
Yeah. There's Ed, very resourceful gaffer. And then this is like second to last day. Or no, this was the last day.
This is the final day. Yeah.
Yeah. I could tell by my outfits that I was wearing. And then, yeah, we're getting closer. You could see back here, there's a creature in the window.
Nice.
She had the most work done on her, but she has the least amount of screen time. Like she got made up.
Ooh, that's a great picture.
She got made up for like literally one shot one day.
Yeah.
And then like,
See you later.
yep, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, she was really cool. She was like very, very into the role and very good. She had the crawling sequence and the snarling and clawing at the
Yeah.
stomach sequence.
It was gnarly. And then, yeah, a lot of times she was just kind of sitting there waiting.
You come around the corner. Huh,
Yeah, it was.
I'm sorry. you just frightened me.
Oh, yeah. And then this is her digging actually into the stomach.
I won't post the video because the video, it's shocking.
You can kind of see it here if you zoom in, but I'm not going
I
to.
took a really good video of it, like up close, pumping the blood out the wound.
Back to first day. Yeah, she was, because she was in a flashback sequence in like almost every scene of the movie. So she had to be there almost every day. Back in Garden Valley. I know, kind of going back and forth here. Again, waiting around.
Waiting around.
Got her Uggs on.
Yeah. Just going to be in the background of a shot. This,
That's a good shot. I like that.
yeah, that's very, very similar to the shot that I got in camera, but just from the phone perspective. There's actually a lot in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're preparing. Now it's in post. So
Mother Wound. Look out for it this July.
yeah, June or July. I'll probably be seeing obviously first cuts of it. I don't know when. I don't know if she started working on it yet. Camille actually is also editing it. So she's a
Jill of all trades.
She's a practical effects, post editor effects as well.
Yeah.
And as well as like a AD and director. So yeah, that was me and Pete's experience.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
It was
Yeah.
it was intense. It was hard, but I had a lot of fun. And I'm excited to do the next one.
It's almost like you did a class.
Mother Wound 2.
A
Yeah.
film class. Dare I say a middle class?
Just
film
now,
class.
schooled the classmates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of like
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot on set. It was really cool.
It was very
It
fun.
made me excited. It made me want to do the shower creeper peeper.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you still wanted to. do
I
it.
100%. I was talking to the rest of the crew, and Hannah, I'm gonna pick her brain about cost and stuff, and kind of what the cost of production, because there's a lot of rentals on set, a lot of light C stands, lighting rigs.
Yeah, there's a lot of local places. Hannah rented from various places. She rented from like an online rental place. She rented from a local rental house, and also there's like a communal share grid, which is like just people who have gear and they rent it out. And so it was like a combination of all those.
Ed was saying he does that with some of his equipment.
Yeah, and
Make extra money.
and they're like this local stuff is like somewhat affordable. You just gotta want to spend,
And everybody's just
a certain amount of money on it.
Yeah, I know I'm not getting paid. I'm not going to ask Joseph. He's getting paid, but I was just there to have
I'm not
fun.
getting paid.
Okay, just I don't know.
I don't think
I don't know, and I don't care.
I actually don't think anybody got paid. Not that I'm like I don't care. I did it for me. So
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun project. It was a fun project, and at the same time, Honda's like, there's a lot of people that are just willing to help out to make movies because it's fun. Like you don't have to break the bank hiring a bunch of people. That's what the crew here is.
Yeah.
So when it's time to make a shower creeper peeper, you could just tap everybody on the same crew, including creature actor. Except for I was talking to Mike at work, Mike Ross.
Yeah.
I should.
Oh
say
yeah,
his
Mike
name.
Ross.
Yeah, he's my old neighbor. He works at one of my shops. He's 6'9".
Yeah.
And he was
Tall man.
Yeah, we were like, would you come in and do creature effects?
Oh, I think you did tell me about
He's like,
him.
yeah, I think that sounds pretty fun. We got a mask and like hand prosthetics and stuff, and just like stand up creepily.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much it. You don't need to do much besides that. So either way, between him and was it Anne or Anne was the mom?
Deb was the mom.
Okay,
like
Anne,
actual mom.
Anne was the creature. Yeah, if between him and Anne, we got good creature options. So,
Yeah,
anyways, a lot of fun. That was great.
yeah, it was super fun. That was all pre-gab.
Okay, Tyler. Now, what'd you do for the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, what are the wonderful adventures of Tyler Noe?
Give us two cool things. You bought a beanbag.
I bought a bean bag. Yeah. That was
Highlight of the 2 weeks.
yes. It's a very comfortable bean bag. too.
Cool.
I read some Charles Bukowski on it and played some guitar on it.
Have you made love on it yet?
No, I have not. But TBD.
Any minute now.
TBD.
You gotta hurry out of here. Actually, he's got a hard out for a hard in.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. Other than that, I mean, it's been a very introspective 2 weeks for me for not being on the show. I've been I've been lonely.
You're like that Pablo Escobar meme. You're just walking around kicking rocks.
Yeah.
Every Saturday.
I'm just like
Michael Scott feeding ducks
just
whole slices of bread.
just throwing slices of bread out on the streets.
Not supposed to feed them bread.
That's true. Yeah, that was a mistake on my end.
I'll have these bloated ducks walking around.
No, I've been practicing guitar a lot more, and
Cool.
I'm just trying to,
Why don't you see him post them on Instagram? It's some of my favorite posts of yours is when you post the little clips on Instagram and then delete them an hour later.
I don't know. Someone, yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Jack does it. Jack's been posting clips of him playing guitar.
You know what? God bless him.
Maybe
for
he could be
doing
your
that.
rival. You've been looking for a rival for a while.
You guys could be the next
an
Oasis.
an arch nemesis.
Yeah, an arch nemesis. Jack, what do you think about this? You wanna be Tyler's nemesis? Because we haven't heard from your old nemesis Steven in a while.
That's right. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been, I just, it's a busy time for me this time of the year.
A lot of deliveries.
So, yeah, with deliveries and stuff.
So
and,
long hours.
Yeah, long hours, and
that's fair.
I'll try not to order anything international.
Well, I mean, it's always appreciated to just go to the store rather than ordering online, so us delivery drivers can, actually have a life outside of the van. But
And also, support local business.
correct, yes. But other than that, yeah, you just
Good stuff. Great stuff.
yeah.
All right, let's get into some gab and chatter, shall we?
Boom.
Find some charity, you lad. Now's the time for gab and chatter.
Gab and chatter, movie news of the week. And before I throw it to Tyler, you can tell we're taking our sweet ass time here. How long have we had that? How long have we been rolling? Like 25 minutes?
26 minutes, yeah, ish.
That's a long pre-gab.
Yeah.
And here's what we're doing.
Why is that?
Me and Joseph, we fucked up. We fucked up. We fucky uppy.
Yeah. Pulled the Tyler.
Yeah, we pulled a double.
That's what they're calling it nowadays.
We double Tylered it. We did. The movie of the week was Lars and the Real Girl. Me and Joseph watched Cyrus.
We watched the wrong movie.
We watched the wrong movie. So, since Joseph's never seen Lars and the Real Girl, and I haven't seen it in a while, and Tyler hasn't seen Cyrus in a while, Joseph never seen Cyrus.
No, I've seen Cyrus.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was gonna pick it when I first put it on the wheel. He's like, "Dang it, I was gonna put it on the wheel."
So, regardless, great Joseph impression, by the way. Regardless of that, we're gonna skip the movie review this week, and we're gonna just do an ultra long gab and chatter. And
Just gonna hang out with us,
and then maybe
spend a couple of weeks.
Yeah, maybe next week we'll review both. I don't know.
Ooh.
We'll see.
And
I like that.
no gab and chatter 2 movie reviews.
That's not a bad idea.
Maybe we'll see.
Not a bad idea.
We're gonna play it by ear, fast and loose, right now. So,
right.
anyways, Tyler, you have a news story for us. Go ahead and lead us off.
Yes. So we are all fans here of Andrew Garfield. I would say he's
After Tick Tick Boom, I consider myself a fan now.
yeah. It just an incredible. After watching Under the Silver Lake and crap, I'm gonna embarrass myself. What was that one where he played a priest?
Silence.
Silence. Yeah. After Under the Silver Lake and Silence, I was like, Andrew Garfield is a force to be reckoned with.
I didn't watch Cyrus, actually. I watched Silence.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I got mixed up.
Oh.
I watched Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana.
Yeah. The Hannah Montana movie.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
I've actually
That's
been
not
an Andrew Garfield fan since Social Network.
Oh, yeah. Social Network. He's really good.
I didn't even remember that was him until he became Andrew Garfield later.
Really?
In my mind, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Same with Max Minghella. Same thing. I just didn't even realize he was there in that movie.
But regardless, he's a force to be reckoned with, and he had to work, in his words, he had to work very hard to have less people ask questions about Spider-Man, which I guess people were asking him, why do Spider-Man when you've been in these like prolific artistic movies? Now you're going into Sony's Spider-Man universe. Why? I think this is a really interesting discussion because I feel that he wanted to have a position in the industry to where he can choose his own role. And so he chose these very, not even main character roles, but he chose these roles very particularly to where he can get up to the point to where if someone questioned him, like, why are you doing Spider-Man? Like, shouldn't you be above this? And he's like, no, I can do
You
whatever
think you're
the hell I
above
want.
Spider-Man? Think you're too good for Spider-Man?
But he's also a perfectionist too, because he says here he had to work very hard to have less people ask questions about Spider-Man. I'm still working on it. Obviously, it's an imperfect process. So it's kind of like he feels like he's still not good enough. And
Or is it an imperfect process to get people to forget he was in Spider-Man?
maybe I mean
I
he
haven't
didn't-
read the article. Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm reading it right now.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. But he's grateful for that time. So it's essentially like people were giving him crap for like being in Spider-Man. He's like, no, I worked to be Spider-Man. Like that wasn't the. I wasn't taking it because I needed the money or anything. I worked for it so I could choose the role to be a Spider-Man. Now, here's the twist in the article.
Okay,
though.
here's the twist.
Oh.
The twist is that he may or may not be considered to be the next Patrick Bateman in the new
Really?
American Psycho.
Really?
Now, I wanted to pose this question to
Wait,
you
did
guys.
you say
'cause
may or may not?
may or may not.
Do you know?
They leave it ambiguous.
There's a Twitter post about it.
Okay.
There is?
No, I'm just saying somebody commented Andrew Garfield when someone asked who should be the next American Psycho. That's the source.
Oh.
Some random person.
So I think we already went through this discussion of who would play the next American Psycho. I said Michael Jordan or Michael B. Jordan, and then
Michael Jordan. That one?
No, not the basketball player, Michael B. Jordan. But I never considered Andrew Garfield being a contender for the American Psycho role as Patrick Bateman. And so today I was thinking about it because I just read this article today. I didn't like have it locked in. And I was thinking that would be such a challenging role for him because I was thinking about how Christian Bale, I think the reason why he can play Patrick Bateman so well is because he himself is insane.
I disagree.
And I think Andrew Garfield is a relatively normal person.
Okay.
But Christian Bale, like,
What makes Christian Bale so strange to you?
it's just a
Insane?
vibe. It's a vibe that you get. Like,
Just a vibe.
I think he's more normal than most people in Hollywood.
well, I mean,
Do you ever see that clip about him?
yeah, driving
talking-
a Tacoma.
Yeah, talking about his Tacoma.
Yeah, I love it.
Someone's
Great.
like,
An
yeah,
insane person.
Why don't you buy a nicer car? What's wrong with my 2007 Tacoma? I love that truck.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that's
How is that insane?
it's if you
That's
see
practical.
It's a
pragmatic.
crazy man.
okay,
He's got millions of dollars. He drives a truck that's worth $30,000.
so it's not insane to go from The Machinist to Batman Begins.
I think that's
insane.
Is it?
I think that's
The dude went from weighing
You
one.
mean the transformation is insane.
Yes, that takes an insane person to do that.
I think it's a dedicated person. Perhaps insane too.
Yes, exactly. But I'm saying like
A committed person to their
Very,
craft.
yeah, definitely dedicated and committed.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is that like to play the role of Patrick Bateman is when you watch Christian Bale's performance, he really embodies that role. Like I'm sure you guys haven't read the book before, but if you read the book,
What do you assume we haven't read it?
have you?
Well, I'm asking why do you assume we haven't?
Because you guys aren't readers.
He's a reader. I'm not a reader though. I'm the dumb one.
Wait,
What's the last?
you're
book?
the dumb one?
Yeah, Joseph wears glasses, so he reads.
Oh, okay.
That's how the rules work in cartoons.
Wait a minute, I wear glasses too.
And you're a reader.
Yeah, but we never wear them actually.
I wear,
Okay.
quote unquote, wear.
Yeah, where?
Okay.
Regardless. Okay, well, have you guys read the American Psycho book before?
No.
No, I haven't.
It's the assumption. It's the assumption.
Because you guys are readers.
Joseph's a reader. What are you talking about?
I've read books.
I'm not saying you haven't not read books before. I'm just saying.
I've never read a book.
Regardless.
Think you're better
When
than
you
us? Just because you've read American Beauty. What is it? American
Beauty?
Psycho.
Yeah, American Beauty.
I
Yeah.
heard the book
written by Kevin Spacey.
I heard the book is way darker.
It is.
Like
It
there's
is.
rats eating somebody or something like that
Well, yeah, and he kills a child at a zoo.
at a zoo.
Yeah. Really.
All right.
Is his
really-
name Harambe?
Regardless, anyways,
Rip.
when you think of Patrick Bateman, you think of Christian Bale. Like just iconic role. Like you don't think that there is anyone who can do a role better than he did, or the representation of that character than he did. And so I was thinking, okay, well, what's the difference between Christian Bale and Andrew Garfield? Both incredible actors. They have a lot of range, but I just don't think that Andrew Garfield has like that crazy look in his eye to be Patrick Bateman.
I think that
I was really surprised when I heard that he was like may or may not be.
But
in
there's
the
what's
running.
the source on that?
Variety.com.
Variety says he may or may not be.
Yeah, by the director who's doing
Luca.
Yeah,
Luca says maybe him. Mm-hmm. That's surprising. He's too old.
Who?
Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, because he's like what 43, 44.
I don't know.
He's up there. He's up there.
I don't know about that.
He looks underdeveloped.
I think
we
that
go again with
he
that.
has to be. He's supposed to be like young 20s. He's supposed to be like
The characters?
Yeah, the character.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like mid-20s, I think.
How old is the character of Bateman is supposed to be mid-20s?
I would imagine so.
I feel like he's like definitely
This is
like
your story.
early 30s. Like the character,
know.
at least
We're just talking.
in the Christian Bale version, he looks like he's early 30s.
Maybe,
Especially in terms of like where he is in his career and how the success that he has
yeah.
had financially at least.
I mean,
Patrick Bateman's supposed to be 27,
That's right.
And
That's
Andrew
what it was. I
Garfield.
knew it was 27.
and Andrew Garfield is 41,
Oh, okay.
and
He's now 41.
yeah, he's now 41.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so
How old was Christian Bale when he made American Psycho?
I think he was in his 30s. It's gotta be. He's gotta be in his 30s.
Yeah, he was 26.
He was 26.
Yeah.
That man was 20. I am really underdeveloped. Jesus Christ.
I think Garfield. The only insane role closest to insane role is Under the Silver Lake, just because he's like paranoid all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad choice.
But I feel like he has
agree.
like two. Like you could just like grab his cheeks and like
Yeah,
You know, like,
he looks
just-
nice.
he looks
I still
he looks
think-
too smiley.
I still think Jacob Elordi, right age.
Well, he's got the
tall,
he's got the
thin,
right like
looks like a
resting face.
Yeah, but he can turn the charm on. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just doesn't have like the insane look in his eyes to like play that kind of psycho. However, to have him be considered for such an iconic role, like that should be, you know.
I don't know, Lordy. When I like in the Euphoria that I did saw his role, like he was like kind of a psycho character anyway.
Psycho, a real psycho.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's crazy in that.
You could say he was an American psycho.
He's a Canadian psycho.
I think he's
Wait,
British.
Canadian. No, wait, British? No, nah, whatever. Anyways, I think that it's really cool that Andrew Garfield worked so hard in this cutthroat industry to be able to choose the roles that he would like to choose.
Good for him.
What other country, like it's American Psycho, like Uzbekistan Psycho?
Yeah, he could.
It can't like English Psycho.
Chinese Psycho.
English Psycho doesn't flow off
British
like
Psycho?
American Psycho does. American Psycho.
American
Canadian Psycho.
I don't
South
know.
American Psycho.
Japanese Psycho.
No,
Kiwi Psycho.
Kiwi. Yeah, New Zealandish.
I think American Psycho is it's
Yeah,
a,
Australian Psycho.
There you go.
no, that's just Wolf Creek, or what is it called?
Yeah, Wolf Creek.
Yeah, Wolf Creek. Yeah, it's just Wolf Creek. That's American Psycho. But anyways,
That's
that's
Mad
all I
Max.
All right, Joseph,
Mad
what do you
Max.
got? What's your story?
Oh yeah.
You put yourself up there.
I did. Oh, hello.
Joseph
Boom.
got lost in that muffin.
There I am.
Bran muffin.
A blueberry.
Oh, whatever.
All right, so I have a kind of a quick story. I just saw the headline and I was like, my man, Denis Villeneuve, director Denis Villeneuve. I think you guys heard of him, right?
Yeah, once or twice.
He's done a few movies.
Yeah.
He explains his Star Wars disinterest, and as it all derailed in 1983 with Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
And he was on a podcast called The Town, and Villeneuve shared that Star Wars blew it after 2 films, with 1983's Return of the Jedi, which most fans consider a bit of a step down from 1977's A New Hope and Empire. And I think most people think that Empire is the best of those 3 movies.
Yeah.
I would say most people, just like
That's kind of the standard.
just
yeah.
like a generalizing. He says, I was the target audience. I was 10 years old. It went to my brain like a silver bullet. I became obsessed with Star Wars. I mean, The Empire Strikes Back is a movie that I anticipated the most in my life, and I saw the movie 1 billion times on screen. 1 billion? Yeah, right. I was traumatized. I was traumatized by The Empire Strikes Back, and I adore Star Wars.
He was traumatized by the Empire.
Maybe in a good way. I don't know. The problem is that it all derailed in 83 with Return of the Jedi. It's a long story. I was 15 years old, and my best friend and I wanted to take a cab and go to LA and talk to George Lucas. We were so angry. Still today, the Ewoks. It turned out to be a comedy for kids. Star Wars became crystallized in its own mythology. Very dogmatic. It seemed like a recipe, no more surprises. So I'm not dreaming to do a Star Wars because it feels like code is very codified. And this was after, I think he was asked if he would do a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And that was his response.
No, I don't think that would be his wheelhouse.
No, I don't think so either. And then he was asked about Star Trek, and he said, I'm not a Trekkie.
Okay, well now sit down.
He's a Herbert head.
Yeah. And then he goes on to talk about how he does not want to do any work for any streaming service like Netflix. The big screen is part of the language. To share a story together, to receive the communal emotional experience of cinema in a theater. We're not meant to be alone. We're meant to share together. I believe the theater experience will prevail.
No Netflix for Villeneuve.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
weird 'cause
I can get behind.
GDT was heavy into the Netflix.
Oh, I mean,
Memo Del Toro.
yeah.
And
they're like the same person.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's also like an auteur who's very, very strong into like classic cinema and
Yeah.
traditionalism and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think he has a clause in his contract where any Netflix movie he makes has to be shown in theaters beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame Denis for not wanting to do a Star Wars film. Like after watching Dune Part 1 and Part 2,
That's
you
basically Star Wars.
What?
They're both. Star Wars was taken from Dune.
Yes.
Dune, the book came out first, and
Yeah.
then Star Wars ripped it off, along with a bunch of samurai bullshit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought he
Also
ripped
Kurosawa.
off Kurosawa. Yeah,
But-
why not both?
And then
Yeah.
and then I mean, George Lucas, obviously. I think he even like admitted it too.
Oh yeah, he's very open about it.
Yeah.
yeah. He's like,
hidden- hidden
But it is
fortress.
funny though because I think we talked
I took it from
like Lucas
Kurosawa.
took inspo from the book of Dune and then put it in the movie Star Wars. And then I feel like even though that happened, the look of the new of Denis Dune movies also like without the Star Wars visuals, there's some influence there as well. But also like Kubrick and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see as I was saying, like after watching Dune Part 1 and Part 2, like I couldn't see Denis doing like something as, I don't want to say childish is the correct characterization, but yeah, popcorny. Because Dune Part 1 and Part 2, although they're not my cup of tea per se, I can say that they are very well made movies.
Star Wars? Or
Dune.
Oh, okay.
No, Dune Part 1 and Part 2. And they're really good at taking a very complicated source material and making it digestible for people like me. And so for him to, it would be kind of like a, like, what's, I can't even think of the word. Shit.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Sellout?
No, just like a not retraction, but like
Step back?
it would be a step back for him from coming from the Dune Part 1 and Part 2 series to going back to an IP like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, Denis, what are you doing?
Well, yeah, because I mean,
Are you hurting for money? Do you need $20?
Other than these movies, the Dune movies, like he's essentially just worked on single films.
Yeah, like Arrival.
Technically, Dune is it's just the one movie.
No, what I mean is like movies like with lore, other than also Blade Runner.
Yeah.
But like he hasn't like
Blade
just
Runner.
jumped into like, because Star Wars is like this whole franchise
Yeah.
universe now. So it would be strange. And even with Dune, he doesn't, it's like, it is getting made, the third one, Messiah, well, I guess the second one, Messiah.
Yeah.
But it's like he even, like, it's still like up for like, I don't want to say debate, but it's like, when's it going to start getting filmed? I've heard like it's going to get start filmed in like 2025 in the summer.
But he's making Cleopatra right
But
now.
he still wants to do like these other movies in between. Like he doesn't want to just be attached to a franchise.
Yeah.
He wants to move on.
Let me ask you this, Joseph, as a filmmaker. You got your foot in that pool a little bit. What franchise, if you could pick any of them, would you want to make a film about?
Oh.
Tyler, your same question. Think about it while Joseph's answering.
I don't know. I mean,
Unlimited resources, studio backed.
I guess like I'm just trying to think of franchises. Maybe a Back to the Future movie.
Oh shit!
That'd
You
be-
ready for the public hate at you?
That'd be
For
cool.
the public to hate you.
Why would they hate me?
No matter how good it is, half the people are gonna hate you.
Well, you're asking them. You're asking me.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Are you ready for that?
That's part of the question. Why is that relevant? To,
Because I'm talking about in the real world. If you were to actually make a Back to the Future movie,
I don't know. I don't know if it would be like, it would just be another one.
it's like Fede Alvarez. Going into
Romulus.
Alien Romulus. Huge amount of people hate him for the movie that he
I'm
made.
trying to just think of franchises.
Anything.
Well, name one. Name some, but not like I don't want
X-Men, Marvel,
nothing like as huge.
James Bond,
We'll see. Like
Wes Anderson. That's a franchise at this point.
it's hard for me to say like I would want to make a movie of that scale, even though obviously like some miracle Denis finds my reel.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey,
Hey, you want to come shoot this movie for me?
sure, yeah,
Yeah. Eggers is like, you know what? I'm done with Jordan Blaschke.
yeah.
I want Joe Navarro.
Actually, I mean, well, he doesn't. He actually doesn't do franchises. I mean, I guess Nosferatu is not a franchise.
You could do Nosferatu too. Back in the casket.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Back in the casket.
All right, that's it.
That's
Tyler,
funny.
Tyler, if you don't have an answer, that's okay.
Oh, I do.
What is it?
I would definitely direct a young Indiana Jones film.
Ah, good call.
Yeah, definitely. I've always wanted to play Indiana Jones in some sort of capacity.
You would play young Indy?
I would play young Indy. I don't know if I can do it anymore.
Young is doing a
'cause-
lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Correct. I think I could play. I think.
He's got to be really young.
Well, yeah, and I got to bulk up some, some
Tyler-
muscles and stuff. Too.
Tyler is his older friend that just gives him advice about life.
Yeah. But it would be young Indiana. It'd be young Indiana Jones.
He's
for
a
sure.
Random like cameo of just like a side character that appears in one scene, like Steve Buscemi and Big Daddy.
Yeah.
I think.
I thought I'd play a bigger role.
I think. Like if I got a call from like Terrence Malick, I'd be like, yeah, I'll help.
I'll help.
He doesn't make if he made franchises.
Yeah, you're like, do you need lighting help? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. I'll shoot the movie for you.
Yeah. Speaking of indie movies, that's pretty much all that Joseph has made. Indie movies.
Indie movies, yeah. I mean, they're all shorts, so.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Can we play? Okay, can I play Indiana Jones in your next indie film?
You got to audition.
Just a random Indiana Jones is there.
No, I'm the star. God damn it!
But it's not an Indiana Jones movie.
It's just an indie movie.
Oh, well, can I still be the star?
Like
only if you're Indiana Jones.
You have to audition.
Can I?
You could play someone with schizophrenia who thinks that they're Indiana Jones.
There you go. I've heard how you do line reads. Like maybe prohibitive.
I don't need lines, man. I just do it by it's all in the head.
I'm just riffing.
All right. Anything else, Joseph?
No.
Okay, cool. All right. So for my story after this, we're gonna break for a little bit, and then we'll come back with some streaming picks since we're doing a funky episode type this week.
Yeah.
Before I read my news story, I think it's appropriate that we. Oh no! Do I not have the? Oh no! Oh, here it is.
What'd you do? Oh.
What have I done?
You made your bed. Now it's time to sleep in it. Take your medicine. This is the wheel of punishment.
Yes, Joseph and I have are deep in our shame over watching the wrong movie, and I feel sorry. I feel shameful, and Tyler, formally, I apologize.
Well, apology accepted.
This time you're on the right side of history. This time you're on this
For
side.
the first time and the last time. I did it.
Tyler's like, wait, you want to eliminate half of the water fountains? That's crazy.
Down with water fountains.
Yeah. So we're gonna, since Joseph and I watched Cyrus instead of
Which I thought it was Cyrus for some reason, and I even texted Pete to confirm because it had been like 2 weeks since we'd done the show, and then he said, "Yep, it's Cyrus."
It's Cyrus, all right.
And even though it was a Breeze pick, you guys both watched Cyrus.
It was. I know. Technically it was Chris's pick, co-sponsored by Brianna.
Oh, okay.
So sorry, Chris. Next week. So
went through many eyes.
As punishment, we're gonna both be assigned punishment movies.
The same movie or two different movies?
Two different movies.
Oh, okay.
Let's mix it up. So go ahead and give it a spin for you first.
Oh, okay. What if I want it to be you?
You could if it's fit. Yeah, you.
It's spinning.
If you don't like it, you can assign it to me. I don't care. I'll watch any direct that's on there.
Well, this is a very broad category of movies.
What is it?
It just says Amityville movies.
I can do it.
All of them? No, you don't have to watch all of them.
No, I won't watch all of them. They're full length movies. You're right. You're okay, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one though?
I don't know.
Any of them?
I don't know. I'll pick one.
Let's do another wheel.
Okay, we can spin it again.
Okay. Well, Amityville movies for now, and then my movie.
Angry Otter says Tyler would be a good B character in a horror movie. Maybe not the first person to be offed, but one of the first for sure.
The space ones. Weirdsville.
All right, Weirdsville it is. I'm gonna watch Weirdsville, and Joseph, spin it again for yourself.
Okay. Well, I gotta find a list of the Amityville movies. I don't have them.
Oh, you're gonna do the Amityville? Okay. Perfect.
I mean,
you could literally just type in Amityville into Tubi and just pick one.
Tyler, spell Amityville.
AMYT.
Nope.
AMITYVILLE.
I never know how to spell it when I'm typing it out.
Okay. Just go on Tubi and type in Amityville and pick the worst one.
Amityville.
Brianna's already watched Amityville Christmas.
Jack says the space one.
Amityville in space. Yeah, I should try to find that one.
Tubi. Wait, hold on.
Amityville in space.
Amityville.
It's like a floating island with a skull for the head underneath the island, and the house is on the island floating to space.
It's just called Amityville in space.
Yeah, exactly.
Amityville
watch that one.
Space.
It came out in 2022.
All right.
And it is on Tubi, yeah.
Is it directed by Steve Rudzinski?
It's directed by Mark Polonia.
Okay. Steve, we had him on the show. He did Amityville Christmas.
Oh, okay. Starring Titus Himmelberger.
Sweet. I love Titus Himmelberger. He sounds delicious.
Titus Himmelberger.
Okay, well, I mean,
Trip says he's going to watch it right now. He's going to put it on.
Titus
put it right. Okay.
Titus Himmelberger,
I mean-
also known for Jurassic Exorcist, Sharkenstein, Jurassic Shark 2, Aquapocalypse,
Aquapocalypse.
Amityville Island, Mummy Shark, Camp Blood, Clown Shark. That's one mod title.
Camp Blood, Clown Shark?
Clown Shark. Pandasaurus.
All right.
Teddy Scare.
And what's mine? Weirdsville?
Yeah.
All right, let me-
Cocaine Werewolf.
All right, Weirdsville.
Cocaine.
Sharkula. House Squatch.
House Squatch?
Hell on the Shelf. Noah's Shark. Can't Murder.
Weirdsville doesn't have that bad of a rating. It's 6.2 on IMDb.
I don't know why it's on there. Maybe I don't know if somebody suggested
That's
it.
okay. Yeah, I'm sure it's a suggestion.
Frozen.
We'll watch it.
Frozen Sasquatch.
All right. You good?
Yeah. I get it.
Okay, cool. You're going down a rabbit hole.
I could
dude.
keep going. This is Titus Himmelberger's catalog of movies that he's been in.
Okay, cool. So for my news stories, I got a couple. Number one, this year, the top 10 highest grossing movies of 2024 are all sequels. It's the first time that's happened in 50 years.
50 years.
At least 50 years, yeah. Number one, Inside Out 2.
The highest grossing movie.
Highest grossing movie of the year so far.
Okay.
Number two, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Isn't that? Yeah. No, that's
The third movie.
It's a third in the movie. Number three, Despicable Me 4. Can you believe that's a third highest grossing movie of the year?
Despicable Me 4.
Despicable Me 4.
I'm not surprised.
That's
anymore.
crazy.
I'm just not surprised anymore by your society's choices.
Dune Part 2, number 4. Number 5, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Number 6, Kung Fu Panda 4. Number 7, Beetlejuice. Number 8, Venom, The Last Dance. I'm surprised I made it that high.
Top 10, huh?
Top 10, number 8. Number 9, Bad Boys Ride or Die. And number 10, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Kingdom of the Planet of the Dawn of the Battle of the Apes.
That's how I think about
I always thought the titles of the Planet of the Apes movies were kind of like out of whack. I think
Rise
we
of the
talked
Planet
about
of the
that.
Apes.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah,
before.
it's they're
Like,
misassigned.
Of
Yeah,
the
just-
blank of the blank of the blank. It's like the new modern trend on book titles. It's like a court of rose and thorns. Like it's of and or.
The Battle of Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine, super fun. I've seen Dune Part 2, fucking fantastic. I've seen Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, absolute Saturday morning cartoon turned into a movie. And I've seen Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I thought that was mid.
Yeah, I've seen all those.
Yeah.
I've only seen those ones. I haven't seen.
You haven't seen the rest of
I
them?
don't think I've seen any of the other ones.
Yeah, I wanted to watch Inside Out too, but I wanted to wait for Brianna, and then she watched it without me. So she needed that day. So, anyways, so that's one story. I just thought that was interesting. A lot of sequels. And but the kind of the coolest one that I saw was from a story about John Watts. He directed Cop Car and then Clown, and then he did the Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, and then he made this movie Wolves.
Oh, the George Clooney, Brad Pitt movie.
Exactly. Yeah. George Clooney, Brad Pitt on Apple TV Plus. And he made the movie, and they agreed to put the movie into theaters, and that was part of his contract.
They did?
They said they were going to put the movie in theaters, and it was going to get a limited run, and then it was going to be available on Apple TV Plus after that. And about a week before they released it on, basically announced that it was going to be streaming only, they called him and they said, hey, we're going to do streaming only, sorry. And he was very pissed off about that.
He's like, what the heck?
Yeah, because there's a couple of things. Red One, that's the new Christmas movie with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans, J.K. Simmons, Awkwafina. I think Awkwafina's in it. Maybe not.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Aquanet.
Yeah. Okay.
Aquafaba.
Aquabats.
Kiernan Shipka. That's her name, right? The girl from Sabrina.
I guess. Yeah.
Sally Draper.
The show.
Yeah.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
The newer show.
The newer versions of Sabrina. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyways, that's the movie, and there was speculation about why it cost $250 million.
This Christmas movie.
Wolves cost
Red One.
Oh, Red
Red
One.
One cost $250 million, and supposedly it's because since it was specifically designed to be a streaming only movie, that the actors have no chance to have like points on the back end. Like they can't get a percentage of the profits from the tickets. So they negotiate for a higher flat fee, knowing that they're not going to get any percentage on like the box office take.
Yeah.
So for this, I would imagine there's probably something along the lines of that contract wise with John Watts, where you sign a very specific type of contract for a theatrical release versus a streaming release.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the money involved in that and the decision making behind that, negotiation and all that kind of stuff. So when Apple pulls the plug with no discussion, it's almost like all the actors involved and the production design and all the crew and the director and everybody, they definitely
get a bigger pay.
No, I think they don't, because they were, in theory, if they were signed up for a theatrical release, they could sign up to get a percentage of the tickets. And if now there's no ticket sales, they're not getting that percentage. So I don't know if that's really what it's about, but I think that possibly could have something to do with it. Or just the fact that he's like Denny, where he's like, I don't want it on streaming at least
away.
At least I want it in the theaters at first. So if people want to see it, can see it. And then it goes to streaming afterwards.
I mean, like the movie Wolves, it seems like a streaming movie. Like I couldn't.
You've never seen it,
huh?
You never seen it?
Yes, I have.
You watched it?
Yeah, I've watched it.
Oh, it's going to be your streaming pick this week?
No.
You watched it before?
You watched Wolves with Brad Pitt and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Wait, you look so self-satisfied with yourself. look at that shit-eating grin he's got.
I don't have a shit.
You watched it in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I did. That's neither here or there. I was just saying that, like, after watching that movie and like knowing that it was going to be a theatrical release, I'm like, no, there's no way that movie could have done well in theaters.
I don't think it was necessarily. It didn't seem like a theatrical movie to me either.
A George Clooney Brad Pitt movie.
In that regard, yes, but I mean, it was fun enough. Like I don't. Then again, I wouldn't see any movie that's similar to that in theaters. You know, it's that's just me though.
I mean,
the point of the matter is that John Watts was promised something by Apple TV. They changed the contract, and he says, "Pray I don't alter our contract further."
Pray I don't alter to the deal further.
Yeah, it says the evil Sith to fucking John Watts, which is Apple TV Plus. So, anyways, before the movie had even come out, they'd already agreed to a sequel to Wolves. Yeah. And they paid John Watts a bunch of money. I imagine it's in the millions. And after that happened, he said, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm pulling the plug. I quietly returned the money they gave me for the sequel. Apple didn't cancel the Wolf sequel. I did, because I no longer trusted them as a creative partner. That's what he says. So I just think that has a lot of integrity built into it. People do things for money all the time. That's great. John Watts, I don't think, has to bow to Apple TV Plus and be like, well, I'm going to do this.
People just do things for money just because they get paid.
It's really sad. But I just thought that was interesting. I've never really heard of a story like that in modern Hollywood.
I feel like I have before.
A director was.
It's just a breach of contract at the least, because they said, "Oh, we're gonna do it theatrically."
But they're not suing for breach of contract. He's just saying, "I don't trust you anymore as a partner, and I'm not going to do the sequel with you."
Yeah. I mean,
the closest to that was Nolan taking the money,
the apology money
from Sony.
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, and basically saying, "I'm not even going to read your script, but I'll take your money."
Yeah.
He's doing the opposite of John Waters.
Yeah,
or John Watts. I mean,
I don't know. Like, he got paid.
Wolves 2, directed by John Waters.
Oh God.
Yeah, he got paid
now
enough
that's
money.
a theatrical movie.
There you go.
So you watched it, but was it in the last 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Can't wait to hear about it in a little bit.
Keep waiting.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I watched a lot of movies.
You did. I did.
Well, what's a lot?
I watched your letterbox, and I disagree.
It was a lot for me.
Yeah, define a lot?
It was a lot for me.
Bruce's guess is 14.
One for every day that.
One's a day for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, Bruce.
That would be the day. That would be if he did that.
I like John Watts though. I like Clown. I like Cop Car.
Cop Car's intense.
I know, it's really interesting and exciting. But I'm excited to see him get out of because I was excited for him watching Wolves, and it was okay. It was a fun enough movie, but just not great.
Yeah.
But
It was a really good paced movie.
I'm
that's for sure.
hoping. I'm hoping for more interesting stuff from him because I think he's just an interesting guy.
Didn't he do? He did No Way Home, didn't he?
Yeah, he did all of the Spider-Man.
All the Spider-Man movies, yeah.
the Holland Spider-Mans. So, anyways, that's all I got. Do you guys have anything else you want to say to the class before we take a break?
No.
I mean, it's kind of been we're getting back in the groove of things, but
Are you apologizing?
yeah, I feel like everyone is gonna, especially in the podcast land, they're gonna be like, what the hell is they talking about behind the scene photos? I can't see the behind the scene photos from here.
Well, maybe they should come on the YouTube channel.
That's right. You should come on the YouTube channel, listeners, classmates.
We're actually we're only 2 subscribers away from our from 800. We're at 798 right now.
Oh, we're so close.
Yeah,
We're so close. Yeah.
to 800.
Yeah, to 800.
The goal is 1,000. That's
Yes.
our goal. Our next
Come
milestone.
on, 1,000.
Yeah. So if you're on the podcast and you're listening and you're thinking, I wish I could see all those pictures. You can.
You can.
Just come to the YouTube.
Please.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Please.
Come to the YouTube, see the clips, see me messing with my camera. Why is this?
Hit that like button.
Why am I out of frame?
You're in frame. You're not about.
Click the bell to get notifications
I'm like
from
a
middle class.
I'm like a
Film
foot higher than
Class.
both you guys.
I'm like slouching, so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if I sit up, you're still a little bit taller than me.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting normally, but I'm underdeveloped, so I don't know.
Jamie, can you send us a message? Was Tyler underdeveloped?
Yeah, a month early.
We want to know.
Was I a month early?
But anyways, thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That is Javier, Heather, Michael, Steven, and Chris. And if you want to support us on the Patreon, hit us up at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass or just watch the YouTube channel. That makes a difference. We do live every Saturday at 12:30, and then those videos are available just at their same normal times on the podcast stream. Mondays for Gab and Chatter, and Wednesdays for the deep dive review. It's a lot of fun. So, until next time. Thank you for joining us as we gab and chatter, and we don't do streaming picks, which we're going to be doing on the next episode.
It's got its own episode.
That's right. We're going big time. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class, and leave us a voicemail, why don't you? 209-730-6010.
Thank you, Trip. And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
Yeah, thanks everybody in the chat, especially Trip. Just send us a tip. Appreciate it, buddy.
See ya.
See you next
See
time.
ya.
I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
He's back. He's back.
I'm back.
Oh, boys! I'm back!
Z105.
And we're back!
Yes, welcome back to the unconventional Gavin Chatter episode we have going on.
Yes.
We're in the back half. I'm your host for today, Pete.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
And this is going to be just streaming picks. The three of us giving our recommendations of the week. I think we have a string.
Movies.
Wanna watch a movie?
Yes, I do.
Disney Plus. Oh, HBO Max.
If I don't get the pick, show's over.
I have grown accustomed to Hulu Plus.
Amazon Prime.
I like Netflix.
You found the pig.
Yes, streaming picks. Movies that we watched on our streaming services this week that you can watch too.
For the past 2 weeks.
For the past 2 weeks.
2 weeks worth.
And we had Joseph and I had 2 weeks off for a side project for a short film. If you don't know anything about it, that means you didn't listen to the first half of the Gavin Chatter.
Mother Wound, check it out.
Mother
July,
Wound, yeah.
2025.
Hoping for July.
Oh,
Which-
wait, it has to come out in July because it rhymes. Mother Wound, July, 2025.
I didn't know wound rhymes with July.
It actually, I feel like I hope they finish it by Mother's Day.
Oh, in May?
Yeah.
Is that May?
Yeah.
Also, Memorial Day is in May. I only know that because of the M's.
Oh,
Mother, May, Memorial.
yeah. And if you didn't listen to the first half of this Gavin Chatter
Yeah.
/ stream pick, you also don't know why we're doing it this way because
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot.
Pete and I fumbled a little bit.
Yeah, we fucked. Uppy.
Yeah, they pulled a Tyler.
Yeah, we did. We
Although I don't recall ever not watching a movie for the show.
You joke about it often. You say,
You just don't show up.
Yeah, that's that's the real pulling a Tyler.
Or you fall asleep.
20 minutes late, 10 phone calls later, Tyler's asleep on his couch.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Didn't you say you did that for Thanksgiving? What was your call time for Thanksgiving at the Minor Manor?
Oh,
Yeah, Minor
Mansion
Manor.
Day Minor.
Yeah, so
AKA
I was
the Puppy's Villa.
I was supposed to show up at the palatial estate of my parents at 4:30. I got ready in time, and then I made the very big mistake of laying down on my recently purchased beanbag chair. What they call it? Like what is it? A love?
You got a love sack?
A love sack.
Love sack, baby.
How much did that cost you? Because they're like $1,500 normally.
$65, man.
Holy shit.
Facebook Marketplace is the way to go.
Are you serious? You got that on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
With any stains on it?
If you're ever going to get rid of it, let me know. I know a guy who can sanitize it really good. So I can use it
okay.
in
I
my
was going to
house.
say, I was like, yeah, you probably don't want it after I use it.
Yeah.
You don't want to see what I'm going to do with that thing.
I have big plans.
They don't call it a love sack for a reason.
That's right. So anyways, you fell asleep.
Yeah, so I fell asleep, and then I was getting texted by my sister and
where are
the
you?
matriarch of the family, like, where are you? What are you doing? I thought you were coming for Thanksgiving. Failure in my eyes. Like, please just do this one thing. And then I woke up and I was like, oh shit. And so I went and
She's in the chat. Mama Miner's in the chat.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jamie?
She almost called the police.
I was going to say that was probably the next step was call the police.
yeah.
Call the police.
I think I have a drop for that.
Yeah.
Call the police. Tyler's not here. It's Thanksgiving. What were you assigned to bring?
Anything?
Rolls?
Bring.
Rolls?
Bring.
Did you bring anything?
Myself.
You know, after you're an adult, if you're going to
I
an
understand. I
engagement,
know where
you're-
yes, I know where you're going with
You're
this.
supposed
yes.
to bring something. If you can't bake or cook or anything, bottle of wine, rolls.
Well, again,
Some
like,
Pepsi.
Again, like we've established, I'm underdeveloped. All right.
See, but that's by choice. Though.
It's a medical prognosis that has been given to me by Dr. Joseph Navarro. by Dr. Joseph Navarro. He says, you know what, Tyler, I think you're underdeveloped. I'm going to give you a prescription, and that is Evian water.
Evian water. Yes.
Evian.
So you didn't bring anything? Was this a bit?
No, a bit. It's not a bit.
Well, Ugly Truth, also Tyler's mother, says that she'll one day require you to bring napkins, not from an AM PM.
Next year, I'm going to challenge you, Tyler. I want you to bring, without being asked, rolls and a drink. That's step one.
Pepsi and ring dings.
You know what? I might. You know, I am going to be entering the 33rd year of existence in my life next year, so I think it's about time that I might, bring a little.
It's time to grow up.
But yeah, grow up. I think it's about time. It's been. I mean, I've been
15 years. No,
I've been loose. Enough about me. This is about streaming picks. God damn it.
You know what? You're right. Let's, Joseph, why don't you lead us off with some streaming picks?
All right. Stream picks. It's weird to just go right to it in the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
I know. It's strange. It feels weird.
Feel out of place. I'm not prepared.
Well, before you say that, there's exciting action in the chat.
What is there?
Your mother's here. If you haven't listened to the Ugly Truth, UGLEE Truth podcast, it's fun. Daryl was on the other day.
Yeah,
I like
producer
that.
Dub.
Yeah, producer Dub. Actually, I need to talk to him because my next movie that's going on the wheel is going to have something to do with Dub.
Oh,
yeah.
Dub?
Yeah.
Big Dub.
Yeah, CEO of iHeartRadio.
CEO and founder.
Yeah, he's a bigwig over there at iHeartRadio.
May not be CEO, but he's something EO.
Yeah.
But
EIEEO.
Yeah, EIEIO.
It's on McDonald's.
Heather's in the chat though. She says a host gift certainly. Often, if I'm hosting, depending on the shindig, I don't need folks to bring things. However, folks should offer to me to bring things. 4 Locos and pork rind, says Bruce. That could be your gift.
4 Locos and pork rinds. All right.
I brought the 4 Loco.
And your mom says she would always also accept Coca-Cola and ring dings. This is a Pepsi household, just so everyone's clear.
Yeah.
The Abeyta house is
The
a
Abeyta house is a
Pepsi
Pepsi
household.
household.
Oh, okay.
I keep Coke because most people like it to, mix with things.
Yeah.
Like Fent.
So do you indulge in like rum and Pepsis?
Yeah, rum and Pepsi.
Okay.
Yeah, Jameson and Pepsi.
Jack and Pepsi.
Jack and Pepsi. Yeah.
Ew.
We don't know.
Whiskey and Pepsi.
Yeah. That way you don't confuse it with cocaine when someone asks for rum and Coke.
Cocaine.
You want the Coca-Cola.
Cola? Oh, my mistake. I'll see myself out. Anyways, Joseph, what do you got for streaming picks? 2 weeks worth.
Quite a bit. I've watched in total 27 movies in the 2 weeks that we were not recording.
What are you just watching movies in between takes?
Yeah, that was Heather saying she would accept Coca-Cola and ring dings. I got the icons mixed up because they're both pink. She says I'm not the mom.
Wait, you're not?
You can't take a matriarchal approach with Tyler and set him straight. All right, sorry, it's Joseph.
But a lot of them were like rewatches or just like kind of not worth bringing up. Like I did the Lord of the Rings marathon just one day after the next. But
time of the
3 days in a
season.
row or same day?
No, not the same day.
Okay.
No, I didn't have time for that.
I mean, it is that time of the season to rewatch the trilogy.
Have you done all 3 extendeds in one day?
No, because I've never had that much free time.
Yeah. You got to take a whole day. It's 11 hours and 38 minutes.
For some reason, I thought it was longer.
No.
You would think.
Yeah, it's almost 4 hours per.
Each one gets the 2 towers and Return of the King are both over 4 hours. The extended ones, and the first one's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's 11:38. That's almost 12 hours, which would be 4 hours apiece.
It could do 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. basically.
Is that like a seasonal thing for you, Joseph?
I probably do it. I watch them all like twice a year.
Okay, yeah,
like maybe one in like the first half and the second half at some point. I mean, it's at least once a year. But I won't be talking about those. Those are all on HBO if you want to watch them, or Max. But I'll just go in chronological order in when I watch them. I don't really have any anti-stream picks. I do have ones I just didn't like as much as other ones. Mm-hmm. So I caught up with first, actually, a big announcement for me.
Oh, okay.
I did it I did it.
You did it? All right, sweet.
I did it.
I did it.
I watched over 500 movies
All right, congratulations.
for the year. It was a task, but it was definitely fun. I don't know if I would try to do it again, but it was.
Was it a goal for you?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the first goal was just one every day of the year. And then I got past that and I was like, well, I guess I still have so much time left. I'll just keep going.
I didn't know that was a mission.
Yeah, it was fun. I watched a lot of shit. I'll try to go through my letterbox. I need to do some like upkeep on my letterbox and organizing and see what I liked and didn't like the most of the movies that I did watch. And obviously the year's not over yet. So my official number right now is let's see, let's go to my profile here. I think it's like 511 I'm at right now. 511 movies logged.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So that was cool. That was fun. But the first movie of the last 2 weeks that I watched, I caught up with a Coen joint, A Serious Man.
Oh, yeah.
A Serious Man is a very good movie.
Yeah, it's solid.
Streaming on Max. This follows a man who is serious. He's a professor at a college, and this takes place in like the 70s, or no, maybe even earlier than that. Maybe around there. And it's very like, it takes place within also like a Jewish community, and like very heavily Jewish community. And
Oh yeah, it's part of your tribe.
No, that's mine.
No,
that's
because
a
remember
Jew.
Joseph said he was part of.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
I'm part Jewish.
Me and Joseph
1%,
are both now 1%.
1%, yeah. And this stars Michael Stolberg. He's been in various movies and various roles. He was in Arrival. He was in The Shape of Water. He plays the lead in A Serious Man. And by the end of this movie, you're kind of like, it's almost like the message is like you can do all of the right things and then do one thing wrong and then your whole life is ruined.
Sure.
And that's kind of the theme of the movie. And it's a dark comedy. It's very like closer to like a Burn After Reading type of comedy in style, I guess. But yeah, it was very good, streaming on Max.
I tried to start A Serious Man, and I couldn't get past like
too
the
serious.
first. I got 20 minutes in, and I got bored so quickly. I was like, I don't know.
So that's streaming on Max. I went on like after I watched Bowling for Columbine that few weeks ago, and I realized that, or Deanna realized that she had never seen a Michael Moore documentary, and she only caught the last half of Bowling for Columbine. So we went on like a Michael Moore marathon.
Oh, cool.
So we watched Fahrenheit 9/11, 9/11, Fahrenheit, Capitalism: A Love Story, and Sicko, and which are all like very like interesting and captivating documentaries. And I know he was like at the time he was making these, they were kind of like he was like on like he was very much in the zeitgeist.
Yeah, that's
at
what
that
I
time
was gonna say,
in between 2004 and 2009. He would like the new Michael Moore documentary is out. It was like a name that you like people had to go see.
Yeah,
and they're all like they're focused on kind of like the average person, people suffering from like capitalism and greed and and healthcare and insurance and all this stuff, and gun violence with Columbine, and him trying to talk to people and pulling stunts, which is like he's very bold to do some of the stuff, like just kind of charging into like to a big office building and just trying to demand answers, even though it's like kind of an unrealistic thing for anybody to do, to just walk in. I need to speak to the boss. Of this entire corporation, but it's just the stunt itself. Sicko and Capitalism: A Love Story are very similar, because they're both kind of like, one is just more hyper focused on health insurance specifically, whereas Capitalism kind of is more of a broader scope of people who just suffer from corporate greed.
Yeah.
And like the victims of that. And there's a lot of tragic stories in there that he in the interviews that he has, and they're good. They're well put together. Whether or not you don't like or like Michael Moore himself as a person,
I couldn't tell you honestly. I don't think I've seen any of his stuff either.
they're all streaming on Tubi.
Oh, okay.
That's where I watched all of them, and they're pretty entertaining. They're if they're not like, as far as like the accuracies versus inaccuracies, it's still very relevant to today because it's nothing changes in America at least. And so those are all on Tubi, all worth a watch in my opinion. I caught up with Ingrid Goes West.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Aubrey Plaza, Elizabeth Olsen movie, and this is basically also streaming on Tubi. And this is basically like The Fanatic, but with Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's more of a less like focused on like the person, and more she just has a very stalkerish just personality.
Yeah.
And so she
plays that role very well.
She just finds this person who is an influencer, hybrid celebrity kind of.
Yeah.
And then just like wants to be that person, wants to have that attention. And
it's interesting because I always thought that she wanted to be like more like in that circle rather than her being that person.
Well, she kind of molds herself to be her specifically, Elizabeth Olsen's character.
This is
like
perverted. This is creepy.
She goes to the same cafe. She changes her hair. She like tries to like say that she read the same book, all this stuff, just to like almost like replace her in a sense. And this was a like creepy, kind of hard to watch, like cringy, like not like the movie itself, but just like her putting herself in the situation,
uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
And Ice-T's son is in there. I mean, Ice Cube's son.
Ice Cube's son. Yeah.
It looks exactly like
I'm sure
him.
he loves it when people call him Ice Cube's son instead of his actual birth name.
But yeah,
I don't even know what it is.
I don't know.
Me either.
Ice Cube Jr.?
What's Ice Cube's name?
Cubey? Cubert? Maybe his name is Cubert.
Icicles Cubert. I don't know. But yeah, Ingrid Goes West, worth a watch.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Oh, yeah.
He is a junior, just not Cube.
Yeah, definitely. I love Ingrid Goes West. That was a good movie.
Yeah, that was solid. I finally caught up with Maya Hayazaki's final movie, The Boy and the Heron.
Oh, yeah.
Streaming on Max. It's good. Not as good as his other stuff.
Oh.
It's definitely very strange. Obviously, his movies
His stuff is weird.
Is weird, but this like it didn't like. There was no like kind of like pull on the heartstrings or any sort of like anything like emotional that I could
no schmaltz
connect to anyway. You have Robert Pattinson giving it his all in this voiceover, this voice performance. It's like, it sounds like he's doing a Willem Dafoe impression.
Oh, interesting.
Even though Willem Dafoe is also in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And then the Heron himself is like, it's called The Boy and the Heron, but the Heron is like this really just odd character in this movie. It's not really a heron. Once you watch the movie, it's like this weird hybrid human gnome heron thing.
It's like the fawn in Pan's Labyrinth. Definitely not a fawn.
Yeah.
So we know it.
It's not quite as good as like Mononoke or Spirited Away, but it's still good.
Really high bar.
It's still good.
Yeah. Cool. Good.
I mean, he said it himself. So.
It's on Max.
I mean, this was the movie that he made that he said he wasn't going to make because after I can't remember the last movie he made, but I do distinctly remember him saying, "I'm not making movies again." Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I got another one.
He always says that.
Yeah,
he's coming back. So that's The Boy and the Heron streaming on Max. I caught up with Woman of the Hour, streaming on Netflix, and a Kendrick directed starred movie.
Yep.
Solid, entertaining, very well put together movie. And it was creepy. Like the guy who played the serial killer did a good job.
Yeah, that parking lot scene was really well done.
Yeah.
Tension.
And like the end, I kind of enjoyed the ending, how it just kind of like, it just like, it ends and then you just like, it gives you the facts or whatever, the little like text on screen.
That one girl's like,
call the police.
Yeah. I mean, it was a kind of a brutal lead up to that moment, like when she wakes up
Yeah.
in the morning and he's like sobbing on the ground.
Yeah.
Like he's
He's
Gollum,
fucked up.
like he's Gollum and Schmeagol. Like,
You know what? Something about that guy tells me there's something wrong with him.
yeah.
There's something wrong with him.
I caught up with Tyler's stream pick. I watched Predestination,
Oh, okay.
and that was a wild movie. I wouldn't call it a good movie, but I don't know. I can't remember if you liked it or not.
I was
It was
partial to it.
fascinating. It's streaming on Netflix, and it was very convoluted premise.
Yeah.
It was like because
Yeah.
he's like this guy and also this guy, and then this wouldn't happen if you get in that time loop situation, right? Where it's like, when did it start? When did the loop start? So how did we get here? We didn't see that part.
Yeah.
So it just gets kind of weird.
Interesting. Trip says it was 90 minutes well spent.
But it was a wild movie.
Yeah.
It was well made. Like it's produced well. But I feel like it was like an 80s movie concept wrapped around in a modern lens.
I think the saving concept is that they didn't focus on the time travel aspect as much. It was just more of a vehicle to move the plot forward, which I appreciated because I don't like it when, like, I mean, if you compare, like, let's say Primer to this movie, Primer, like, you know, there's like whole infographics about that movie, but this movie is kind of just like, I think there's one specific scene in that movie where they say like, oh yeah, if you go back in time, it doesn't matter. It's not changing anything. It's like, okay, cool.
No big deal. Just do it.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to like pull the trigger on himself at one point. I was like, he's gonna stop.
But he did something else, didn't he?
He's gonna stop the loop. Yeah, he did something. He did something else.
Looper style.
It gets really weird.
It gets really
very weird.
So the real question is, would you blow yourself if you came back from the future as your dad? Is that what happened?
I mean,
more or less.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Wow, I really need to watch this movie.
Yeah, streaming on Netflix.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. Not streaming, but I went and saw Honora.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, saw Honora. It's in theaters right now, I believe. Still,
New Sean Baker movie.
Sean Baker, Florida Project, Tangerine, Red Rocket.
Yeah.
And Honora, very good. It was not what I was expecting at all. I think part of it was, and then it took a turn. I was like, oh, this is kind of crazy. It's very much like a Safdie Brothers movie at one point, where it turns into like a wild goose chase with like these quote unquote mafia men, but they're not really mafia men.
They were like Russian oligarch something or others.
It has like a mob movie. They have like a mob presence, but they are not the mob.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that, like the way that they talk to each other, and
Gabagool.
they're Russian.
Yeah.
Gabagool.
Yeah.
Very good.
But it was very entertaining and very well shot, and the character of Honora is really good, and Mikey Madison did a really good job. And by like the last scene is really it's like I have conflicting feelings about it, but it is like a heartbreaking moment, and then the movie's over.
Did she get set on fire by a flamethrower in this movie?
Oh no.
No? Okay. It's just the one movie then.
Just the one movie, yeah.
Okay.
Where her lines are just screaming.
Yeah. This is not set in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood universe.
No, this is modern day New York.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine streaming on Disney Plus. And it was entertaining. I think as far as the Deadpool movies go, I feel like the second one is the best one. I feel like I didn't like Wolverine in this movie. I didn't like the character of Wolverine. I know he's like from a different timeline, so he has like a different background. I don't know. I just feel like he was just pissed off the whole time.
That's Wolverine. Yeah.
I know. The effects and some of the fight scenes were really cool, like really well put together, even though it was a little bit of a CGI fest, but it was like really well animated.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the story that much. I didn't get the motivation for Mr. Darcy just to be like, I want to be the boss.
I mean, that's some
And I was waiting for a Mr. Darcy reference.
Oh yeah,
I was waiting for that to happen.
It's about the only reference they didn't make.
I know. I was disappointed that there was no like any sort of any callback.
Yeah.
At all. It's right there.
They show the clip of him walking into the mist.
And the cameos were ruined because of social media at this point. I didn't go out and see it right away. But there's a lot of characters that don't have like speaking roles in the movie that like I was surprised to see. Like some big callbacks with some characters that you just see like in a battle scene where they have no lines. Yeah. You just see them, they're there. But it was entertaining. It was a fun movie.
That's on Disney Plus.
That is now on Disney Plus. And I watched Sting.
Oh yeah.
Spider movie. Big spider movie. It's on Hulu now, I think. Entertaining, kind of schlocky.
I like those door handles.
Spider door handles.
Super high on the door.
Oh, I didn't even notice the door handles.
Oh my god, so distracting for me. Jack said, I visited my family on the other side of the continent or something, and it's an older house, and yeah, the door handles were a lot higher.
Yeah.
Of course, Jack's like 9 feet tall, so.
Yeah. So that's streaming on Hulu, and that was a fun enough movie. Like, I feel like it's probably one and done movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to revisit that.
And on Thanksgiving, after we got home from Thanksgiving, I watched Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Eli Roth's Thanksgiving movie came out last year. Honestly, I feel like it should just be called Black Friday.
There's a movie that just came out this year called Black Friday.
I know, I saw that. And but because it's more germane to like what happens on Black Friday, and it's like a I know what you did last summer premise.
I know what you did last Black Friday.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Pretty much.
It's just like you learn right away. There's an incident at a Walmart. It's called Right Mart in this story, and it's locally owned store that sells anything a Walmart would sell, TVs and stuff. And so there's like this huge rush on Black Friday that ends in some casualties. And it's very. I mean, I don't know if Black Friday is actually that intense.
It used to be,
but yeah, not anymore because it's very casual now.
Yeah,
more like Casual Friday.
You know why they call it Black Friday?
I used to.
People died.
No,
wow,
no, because it's in financial terms. If you're in the negative, it's red. The ink is red on the page or on the graph. As soon as you get into the positive, it's black. So it's like basically taking these companies that are maybe at a slight deficit for the year and getting a huge injection of sales on one day, get them back into the black.
Yeah. But it was fun. It was a fun movie. Me and Dana had a good time just trying to figure out who it was the whole time.
Yeah.
We're like, he's got motive, but he's got motive too.
That was a good one. There was a lot of options in that one.
Yeah. They did a good job of, I was disappointed in who it was by the end of it. Also, massive plot hole, I think, in this movie.
Oh, yeah?
I can't really talk about it without spoiling it. There's a character, he's chasing her, and she gets caught in a fence, climbs over a fence, and then he gets up to the fence just as she goes over, and he's just standing there, the killer. And then she's running, and then she runs into somebody
who ends up being the killer.
Yes. And then he tells a story later about, because he's got somebody in his trunk, and it's like, but you just ran from him. How is he there already? Like, it makes no sense.
I don't remember that much, but
it was.
I feel like rewatching it because it was fun.
It was fun, but it was like by the end of it, I was like, how does that make sense? Deanna was like, there has to be more than one of them.
This could never happen.
Well, it's just like it's a big. I know that it's like supposed to be kind of a schlocky horror movie. There's a lot of gore.
None of the people in this movie are good people.
But it just didn't make sense. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then I watched my last movie that I watched streaming on Amazon Prime. Oh, Thanksgiving is on Netflix. Streaming on Amazon Prime, I watched Everybody Wants Some.
Okay.
It's a Richard Linklater movie. Came out in 2016. And this stars...
Why did I think this was a Spike Lee movie?
I don't know. The cast is only white people, so it couldn't be.
Okay, yeah. Good point.
This stars Zoe Deutsch, Glenn Powell, Wyatt Russell.
It's a new movie.
2016, so it's newer, yeah. and a bunch of other people that I didn't really recognize, but those are the only three, like the biggest ones. And it takes place in 1980, and it's not like a coming of age story at all. It's more like this guy goes to college, he's a freshman, and he plays baseball, and he lives in a house with all of his other teammates.
Okay.
Like kind of not really a frat house, just like a house with a bunch of people on the same baseball team, college baseball. And it's a comedy, but it's probably one of the weaker Linklater movies. It has like Dazed and Confused energy, but it's not nearly as good as Dazed and Confused.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's not really anything to... It's not a whole lot that happens in the movie. There's not like any huge conflicts.
So it's just a hangout movie.
Yeah, it's just like these guys hanging out, and there's like situational...
Just these guys hanging out.
It's a hangout movie, yeah.
It's a situational conflicts that kind of like they get over like as each scene ends, you know, and it's just like guys busting each other's balls. Glenn Powell is not the main character, but I liked his character in this movie. He's like this very charming, kind of like faux intelligent ladies man. And there's some good scenes with him, and he's got some good writing. But the main character is like, he's okay. Wyatt Russell plays like this weird hippie.
I feel like I've seen clips from this because Wyatt Russell and Glenn Powell sounds familiar.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell plays like this weird hippie baseball player. He's a pitcher.
This is supposed to be like early 80s, right?
1980, yeah.
Okay.
The very earliest of the 80s.
If you got any earlier than this, it'd be the 70s.
I know. And when I first when it first started, I was like, oh great, another Linklater movie that takes place in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then
little did you know.
Yeah.
What?
1 year later.
Yeah.
It's another Dick Linklater one.
And at one point I was like, how long is this movie? And because it got to a point, I was like, where's it going? Like where's it gonna go?
There's no conflict.
There's no like overarching story.
resolution.
There's no goal for the character. Really. It's just kind of like these guys just going through freshman year of college. And it's not even that long of time. It's like a month. It's not like they go through the whole year. They just like, and they don't even start playing baseball until like halfway through the movie. It's just like them.
so strange.
It's just them like going to parties and clubs and then talking to chicks and then beating each other up.
Oh, okay.
So it was all right. It wasn't the best Linklater movie.
Okay, fair enough.
Not nearly as good as Dazed and Confused, which I think is probably the best comparison of Linklater movies. But yeah, that's on Prime.
Cool.
And that's all.
That's what you got?
All I have.
What's your biggest recommendation of all those?
Ooh,
Best of the week. Best of the weeks.
Best of the week. Probably. I mean, I guess I won't count on Nora. That's like the best movie I watched.
That's good. Nora is a recommendation.
That and I'll do one. A Serious Man is probably
Okay.
of quality movies. That's probably also that.
Have you seen Barton Fink?
No.
That's in the same realm, if you like that,
It's
from Coen Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Way more understated than their later stuff. So, all right, Tyler, what you got for streaming picks?
I have a couple of anti-streaming picks I want to get out of the way.
All right.
So I watched 2015's Burnt, starring Bradley Cooper.
Okay. Didn't like it, huh?
No.
Too intimidated by his rugged good looks?
No. So this is what I wrote on Letterboxd. I said, this movie was so pretentious and boring, had no substance. Cooper felt to me like the Kenny Pickett for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had the looks and the charm, but like Junior Soprano said in season 4, he couldn't sell it.
Okay.
Grade D, end of a report. Now, so the reason why I don't like this movie and I don't recommend it is because I watched this movie after experiencing the masterpiece that the television series is, The Bear, which is essentially the same thing, where it's about a genius chef who's thrown into a restaurant that's dying, and then he brings it back up to a standard Michelin star class kind of restaurant. And that's kind of what I was expecting with Burnt. There is some good, I think Cooper did some really good scenes of expressing the stressful nature of a fast-paced industry, but it just, again, couldn't sell it.
You didn't buy him? as a chef?
No, because there was no like depth to his character. Like you understand that the movie presents to you like, okay, so like he's like this world-renowned chef that worked under one of the greatest chefs in the world, blah 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 blah. But there's no like emotional like stakes.
Okay.
It's just kind of it's such a superficial movie.
So you're saying don't watch this?
Yeah, anti-streaming pick.
Okay.
So Burnt, that was streaming on Netflix, and yeah, I mean, just not great. It's just not. I was expecting more because
How long are you going to spend on this anti-streaming pick? Telling people not to watch it.
Well, give me 30 more seconds.
Okay.
I expected more from Bradley Cooper because I think that he does have the acting chops based on American Sniper, his performance in American Sniper, which I also didn't really like as well. He's not given depth like with his characters.
Not like Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, really.
Like he's given these characters that could have a bunch of depth to the plot, but they just, whoever is writing for his character just kind of just smooth brains the complexity of who he's playing. So yeah, Burnt, don't watch that. Streaming on Netflix if you want. I don't care. I don't give a shit. And then
I like your contempt for the classmates.
And then second anti-streaming pick is 2024's My Old Ass.
My Old Ass, huh?
Yeah, did not like that movie. Oh my god, I did not like that movie.
What did you not like about it?
It just I try not to be a curmudgeon in my advancing age now towards the younger people, but there's a point where modern movies take the vernacular of younger people and incorporate them in the characters because they're young people, but it seems so unrealistic. But that's because I don't hang out with younger people, so
sure.
Perhaps maybe I'm the one who's out of touch, but this was a movie full with younger generational language that's being used that I didn't even know existed. We bring the boom! I mean, when you guys
the Rizzler in it?
when you yeah, see it
Was the Rizzler in it?
It brings up to my point is like when you guys brought up the Rizzler, I was like, what the hell are you guys talking about? I have no idea what the hell that is. But maybe that's a testament to like what I surround myself with in my own circle of social media and the people who I hang around
Just mainly
with.
AI weeb shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everyone in this room is now dumber.
So no My Old Ass.
Yeah. I mean, it stars Joseph's Aubrey Plaza.
What? My Aubrey Plaza?
Well, because you brought up Ingrid Goes West.
Oh.
So now you own her.
So I wrote in my review, it's okay. If I saw my future self, I would take a swing before any sage advice was given. Everyone knows about my attitude towards a future self or a clone.
Please clap.
All in all, it was a very basic coming of age story, and there is a certain plot point never revealed, and it burned me. Also, we see no old ass, which I had a really big problem with.
Not one ass to be seen.
Well, we see a young ass, but not an old
that?
ass. Yeah, C-.
And that's Tyler's way.
C-, don't watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, C-, don't watch. Yeah.
Here goes another 10 minutes on it.
All right, and
now you got some actual recommends.
Yeah, actual recommend.
All right, here we go.
2023's Widow Cliquot. Is that how you say it?
What?
Widow Cliquot.
Can you spell it?
Clicquot.
I don't know. You watched the movie.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Don't they say the name in the movie?
I don't remember.
They don't say the name of the movie in the movie?
It's from 2023.
Widow Cliquot?
It's about
like Cliquot, yeah.
Cliquot. Is that
Cliquot?
Cliquot. Okay. It's about this lady who becomes a widow of a guy who's like this genius like winemaker.
Oh, she has to like take over the winery.
And she takes over the winery.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah,
I didn't know the name of it though.
It's very good. And the reason why I like it so much is because it's simple. It doesn't delve too much into like the grief aspect. Like it has like even amounts of like the grieving process, her being a businesswoman, the misogynistic nature of the wine business. It's all done very like with restraint to where it's not distracting in either one of those categories. The acting's really good. Cinematography is very, very much to the time that it's set in. Just awesome movie. Streaming on Netflix. I gave it a 3.5 stars.
Where'd you find this movie?
It was on my Netflix feed. So
No, but who recommended it to you?
no one. It was just I just
Don't lie to me, Tyler. I can see your face over there.
Well,
was it a woman in your life?
Was it a woman?
Recommended this to you?
Perhaps. I found it on my Netflix feed and I thought it looked good, so
you did not type out.
All right, fine. Yeah, it was
WID.
it was a fan of the show that recommended it to me.
Okay.
And then finally for my last streaming pick, I actually watched a bunch of movies over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A lot for myself, I should say.
That's good.
I caught up with Killers of the Flower Moon.
All right.
Martin Scorsese's
now
Killers of the Flower
we're
Moon.
talking, dude.
So this guy is a piece of shit. But yeah, rest in peace, I guess. No. Oh God, no. There's a lot of impact for this movie. So
Okay.
the reason why I never like considered watching this movie is because of the 3.5 hour runtime. As everyone knows, I don't like long movies. I have an attention span of a pet fish, and so I like a 1.5 to 2 hour movie, and then I'm done. So when I saw it was 3.5 hour movies, 3.5 hours of a movie, I was thinking to myself, well, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. And so I turned it on. This is on Apple TV or Apple.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV Plus.
Apple TV Plus, which I canceled that subscription very quickly because there's nothing on there.
There's a lot on there.
I looked. I didn't see anything that caught my eye.
There's a lot of great stuff.
I
on
still
there.
have my Paramount Plus subscription, if you can believe that.
Good. Well, that's going to come into play later. Paramount Plus subscription.
Well, so yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. It's based on a true story of the Osage. Am I saying that correct? Osage. Okay, the Osage tribe and the tragedies that they went through in Oklahoma. God damn, this is a really depressing movie, but this movie does not feel like 3.5 hours. I was engaged the whole time.
That's good.
So I wrote, so I wrote on Letterboxd. As everyone knows, I am not a fan of very long movies, and it is why I steered clear of this film for a long time. However, one night I found myself after work watching this film, and it did not feel like 3 hours. I found little to no lulls throughout the movie, and the subject matter compelled me to look further on the true story this was based on. This film had great music and depictions of grief. I'm so glad I dove in because I think this film will be regarded as a classic.
Tyler reads his own letterboxd reviews.
Yeah.
This is me, myself, and Tyler.
And I think this is one of Leonardo DiCaprio's best performances because he's always paying.
He looks like a sweaty mass in this.
I mean, just like the costume, like the makeup,
like a homunculus.
Like he has like the like messed up teeth, and he has like the horrible haircut, and he's just a overall detestable person throughout the whole movie.
What does she see in him?
See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what? But so I don't know. I won't get into it too much, but other than that, I think this movie is definitely worth the time, and I didn't feel like I was sitting there for 3 hours, like at all.
It's good to hear.
Yeah,
I still need to watch it.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really good movie.
Good, awesome.
Other than that, yeah, that's
what you got.
So
all you got
the other
for
movies
now.
that you did watch that you're not mentioning were they all rewatches?
No,
or just not worth bringing to the show.
Well, I'm putting them in the pocket.
You're piecemealing them.
Oh,
out?
that's for a week. Then you don't want to watch a movie. You could just pull one out from
No,
from
that's
the
not
past.
it. No, that's not
Yeah,
it.
6 weeks worth of movies.
Tyler would
like what the classmates and my best friends Pete and Joseph say. Do better, Tyler. Well, I am gonna do better because I'm gonna start watching new movies from here on out.
Cool. I'm proud of you. It's going to be edifying for you.
No.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be edified? All right. So I'm going to go
That's all
through.
I got, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go through a couple things. Number one, we have a new Patreon subscriber.
What?
That's right. Where is my little
Please clap.
Old Trip Affleck on the chat? Sent us a
Old Trip Affleck.
He sent us a couple of we've never got one before. Super thanks.
Macaronis.
Yeah, super thanks in the chat. Which is basically just send money to the page.
Wait, you sent some ZD?
Yeah, he sent some scratch. And we're officially monetized on the YouTube channel now, but not through views. So you can, like, if you buy merch through whatever, we get money from it, which we do anyways. And then, but you can do these things called super thanks, where you just basically say, "Hey, love the show. Here's $10," which Trip did. And then during the break, he signed up for the Patreon.
It's like we're busking, and you just dropped $1 in our guitar case.
That's right.
Do you think that's the future of like begging on the streets now? We just take microphones out on the street corner and we just start talking.
It already is like that.
Yeah.
With like the TikTok lives.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're right.
Oh yeah,
Damn it.
the TikTok. What do they call them? NPC chat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. Tyler's like.
Well, I mean,
Tyler you would have one of these your like famous catchphrases. I don't know what.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Every time somebody donates a rose.
What is this? I
Stammering.
learned a new word today. Big whoop. What about it?
Well, we gotta be like the Costco guys.
We bring the boom.
We gotta get our families. Go to a large like Winco guys.
Then we could be the Sam's Club guys.
Sam's Club guys,
Yeah,
Winco guys.
I'll bring my 10-year-old nephew down.
Yeah.
Make him obese. Anyways, so we've got the new subscriber. Thank you so much,
Yes, thank
Trip,
you.
for the subscription to the Patreon. I really appreciate that. And then, what was the other thing I was going to say? Joseph, you're at 511 movies this year. I'm at 487.
Oh,
wow.
You've surpassed me.
Well,
And I
I'm
take
sure
that-
you'll still make it to
and I take-
500.
Well, I will. I'll make it 500.
Well, I will. Yeah.
That's
Don't
for
worry
sure.
about that.
But last year I was at 624, and I'm behind, which I'm happy about because I spent too much time watching movies last year. Okay.
You've been on that Meat Boy grind. So.
Hell yeah, Meat Boy, dude. All right, so I revisited an early review on our show, 310 to Yuma, the Russell Crowe, Christian Bale joint. Love that movie. It's really good. It's streaming on Fubo, Netflix, Paramount Plus. It's still amazing. It's still one of the greatest and most entertaining Westerns in like the modern age, in my opinion. It's Ben Foster's best role. Christian Bale plays the rare defeated man in this, and Crowe is as charming and menacing as ever. So also has a killer supporting cast and a really good finale. So can't go wrong with that. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. 310 to Yuma is fucking great. I watched through Mystery Science Theater 3000, which Trip was talking about how he was watching that today. They must be doing it again because on Thursday they did an all day long Shout Factory's YouTube channel live stream of all this old MST3K stuff.
Oh, okay.
And in between the actual movies, they had celebrity interstitials. They had Mark Hamill on, David Dastmalchian, a bunch of other people. And I watched my favorite of all time. It just happened to be when I was prepping the food to take to my mom's house. Space Mutiny from 1988.
Space Mutiny.
Have you guys seen that one?
No, can't say I've even heard of it before.
It's basically just a Star Wars ripoff with some. It's like a mutiny on the spaceship, and there's a race of ultra hot female aliens that come on board, and a bunch of them are trying to seduce them, and they have telekinetic powers, and one of the guys is like clearly the leading man. He's like a big burly dude with like longish blonde hair. And every time he's on screen, the Tom Servo, Crow, and Joel are saying, or Mike are saying, you know, Clint, Rockfist, Big, McLarge, Huge. Like they're giving him these like traditionally ridiculous names for like a leading man.
What was that one movie we watched? The guy that had like the blonde hair and like the handlebar mustache. Oh, fuck.
You gotta be give me a little bit more.
It was like they were like filming like a cheesy movie.
Gentlemen Broncos.
Gentlemen Broncos.
Oh yeah. So anyways, that Space Mutiny is one of my favorite all-time mystery science theater movies. And if you want to watch some of them, Shout Factory's YouTube channel is pretty much everything.
Did you watch Space Mutiny like without the
on
mysteries?
its own?
Yeah, on
Ever?
its own, or
No. That's a terrible movie. It's only fun because you're watching it with the mystery science guys.
All right.
Okay, so and then I caught up with one of Joseph's streaming picks, Out of Darkness.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. It was beautifully shot, fantastically acted, but I can't imagine where they would even start as an actor or a director when filming a movie in a fictional native language. Like you're almost directing like, oh, that gibberish sounded too gibberishy. We got to take that take again. Make up some different gibberish.
They're also like Neanderthals almost.
Yeah, they're all cavemen. Yeah, cavemen and cave women. But the execution was really good. I think the feeling of hopelessness and dread was pretty impressive, if you're looking for that. But just all in all, just the kind of natural light look of the whole thing was cool. And a really interesting first feature for like a low indie budget project. I thought it was pretty cool. That is streaming on, let's see here, Paramount, Fubo, and just like Paramount and Fubo. Okay, so that's that. A couple series that I watched. It's Florida Man on Max. You guys heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't, but please go on.
It's like Drunk History, where they take, but instead of like historical events, they take events that happen in Florida. And the people that it actually happened to are telling the story instead of just some historian.
Okay.
So it's like...
Or a celebrity.
Well, the celebrities are acting it out in Drunk History.
Yeah, but they're the ones that are telling it in Drunk History.
Yeah, it could be a celebrity who just knows a lot about that story historically, or a historian. In this one, they do have famous actors acting out the story. And just like Drunk History, they're like talking along with the same vernacular that the person is. They're like, I went over there and I told her, hey, man, you got to leave us alone. And then Anna Faris is like, hey, man, you need to leave us alone. And there's what's his name? Simon Rex from the aforementioned Red Rocket plays a character in it. One of the characters. Like one of the stories is Florida Man decides to swim in this lake and he gets his arm bitten off by an alligator.
Yep.
And he's out there for 3 days before he's rescued.
Yeah.
And God, with no arm.
But no arm. And the story itself is like, okay, I could understand that. You hear that a gator attack in Florida. Okay, what's so special about this? The real guy who got his arm taken off is telling the story, and he is insane. He is an insane person.
I was out there in the swamp one day, looking for some crawdads, and then all of a sudden, the damn gator came up and took my right arm. Was out there for 2 days.
It's way worse than you imagine. He's insane. He's an insane person. There's a story about two lovers where one of them tried to like burn the other one's trailer down, and then they got caught and got taken to jail. And it's like every story that they tell throughout like the 6 or 7 episodes or whatever. You think you know where it's going, and then a turn happens, and you're like, "This got even crazier." And then it turns again, and it gets even crazier, and you're just like, "What the fuck?" You remember that viral picture of a mugshot of a guy with a really thick neck?
Yes,
really thick neck, like a pyramid to his top of his head.
It's like almost like a thumb.
They got that.
He looked
guy.
like a Butterball from Hellraiser.
They found that guy, and he has his own story. They found him. He does the final episode. And they interview him about how he became a celebrity and what happened from it. This weird internet celebrity. And it's fascinating. So that series is great. It's limited. It's like 7 episodes or something like that. I cannot imagine they won't make a season 2 because this is really funny. This is really funny.
Awesome.
So it's called It's Florida Man. It's Florida, Man. And that's on Max. Season 2 of Arcane is out. All episodes are now out. We watched all of them, Brianna and I. And whatever you're doing, stop doing it and go watch Arcane. It's one of the best animated shows I've ever seen. It's really good. And it's only 2 seasons. I think the story's a little not as good in season 2, but the animation is just as phenomenal. They mix media types. They do, there's some sketches and some...
Well, I mean, what's it about?
It's based off of League of Legends, I've never played League of Legends. I don't even know how to play League of Legends. I don't know shit about it. So you don't need to watch the game or know anything about the game to watch the series. But season 1 is about two characters, Violet and Powder, who ends up changing her name to Jinx. And they're sisters. Their mother is killed, and their father figure is killed early on in the series. And Powder is this young girl, and she kind of gets taken under the wing of this villain underworld mob boss called Silco. And they have this tumultuous sort of relationship. And she's got schizophrenia or something like that. And she has a weird, like, will they, won't they, Joker and Harley Quinn relationship with Silco. But it's weird because he's like 25 years older than her and picked her up as a child. And you're never quite sure what's happening. So it's a very complicated relationship, great characters. And after season 2, she becomes like the main protagonist at the end of season 1, Jinx. In season 2, she kind of is, and it changes. It's weird. It follows like 3 or 4 different antagonists. And there is a character that you thought was gone from season 1 who comes back and is very good.
Is this a hand-drawn animation? Or does it look like it's hand-drawn? Like 2D?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like Spider-Verse.
Okay.
In the sense that you're
It's
not
like
getting...
Nimona.
Yeah, very similar to Nimona.
Okay.
So if like there's not always continuity in the animation style. Like I said, it goes through a lot of, and it feels like almost like some scenes are a series of music videos kind of put together with like the fight sequences. So it's really good. If you like animation, watch it. It's on Netflix, so it's really easily accessible, and they're not doing a season 3. So season 1 and 2 are done, so you can watch the series back to back. Okay, on to the movies. Terrible movie. Well, not terrible. A really weird movie that I didn't love on Freevee, Peacock, and Amazon Prime and Tubi called The Passion of Darkly Noon from 1995. Darkly Noon. It's the character played by Brendan Fraser. His name is Darkly Noon. This is also starring Ashley Judd, Viggo Mortensen.
What?
Yeah. And it's directed by this guy named Philip Ridley, written and directed by. He also wrote and directed this movie called The Reflecting Skin, which was a weird Days of Heaven sort of style movie about a vampire living in a house in the prairies or plains or something like that.
Okay, did you see that?
Yeah, I watched it a couple years ago, and it was very strange. This was also very strange.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it reminded me. Brendan Fraser comes into Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah,
he's in it.
He's a lawyer or something like that.
It was shocking because he, like, the first thing he does, he stands up and he's just like, I don't know why I sound like it. He just has like, anyways,
silly voice.
Sounds like Foghorn Leghorn.
I say.
Yeah. So, anyways, Passion of Darkly Noon. If you want something weird, it's like a storybook came to life. That's very like oversaturated, blown out, like overexposed video the entire time.
Oh.
And Brendan Fraser is basically a cult escape. He's like was a young boy. Now he's a young man. Escaped this cult. His parents are dead supposedly, and he finds this house in the middle of nowhere. And Ashley Judd is in there, and she's just like a nymph. She's like super sexualized, and he's very sexually repressed. And then Viggo Mortensen is her man, but he's a mute. So there's like this struggle there. It's super weird, but I found about it on what's it called? Force 5. There's like underseen gems or something like that. If you go on if you go on Letterboxd, like it's got less than 1,000 views on it or something like that.
Jeez.
So anyway, so that's Passion of Darkly Noon. I'm going through the Omen series. So I watched the first one. That's old news. But the Damien: Omen 2 from 1978 is a surprisingly shocking and violent movie. I know that the Omen has got some deaths in it, like "It's all for you, Damien," jumping and the hanging and all that kind of stuff.
Very shocking.
There are 2 deaths in this movie that are fucking insane.
Yeah.
So it's not streaming anywhere. You got to watch it or rent it for $4. So I won't spend much time talking about it, but better than I expected. It's like a 3-star movie, but it would be like a 2.5 if it wasn't for those 2 crazy deaths.
What did you think about the Omen remake?
Loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
Fantastic.
Wait, the first Omen?
The first Omen, yeah. The prequel.
Yeah. No, not the prequel. The one that came out in 2006.
Oh, that one.
It's all right. It's all right. It's a step down from the original Omen. The original Omen's pretty good. Yeah. Lieb Schreiber and what's her name?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, a very strange, underseen, another gem movie that you can only watch on Screambox, which is a division of Amazon Prime. It's like one of those add-ons you can get.
Screambox.
It's kind of like Shudder.
Yeah.
It's all horror movies. It's called Norway from 2014.
All right.
It's a vampire movie that's set in Germany, I think.
Not Norway.
No, it's not Norway.
Weird.
You'd think so. It's actually set in Greece. It's in Athens. But the main guy, the main vampire I think he's from Norway.
Oh, okay.
But it's a total vibe movie with a more or less a plot that I never quite followed. I can never
Is
quite
it
understand
like
it.
set in modern day or?
It's in the 80s.
Oh,
it's an
okay.
80s like dance culture, underground dance.
When was it made?
2014.
Oh, okay.
It's worth your time if you're a vampire completist. I found out about it because Dan Stevens was giving his top 4 Letterboxd on whatever red carpet, and he mentioned this movie, and I'm like, I've never even heard of this movie, vampire movie.
Norway.
So I bought it from
set in Germany.
What's it called? Terrorvision.
Screambox, Terrorvision.
Boutique label. It's the same place that I got Frogman from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but Norway, it's a really trippy movie. It's very vibey. So,
cool.
Mild recommend from Amazon Prime. Brothers from 2024 just came out. That's the one with Josh Brolin and Peter Dinklage where they play twin brothers.
So it's like twins.
It's like Tiptoes mixed with twins.
Oh.
What's that Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito film?
I don't know. Never heard of it.
They were in a movie together?
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yes.
Where they played
twins?
Twins?
I don't know. We'll never know.
Wait a minute. Is that what it's called? Twins?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. I thought it was something else.
So this movie's very uneven, but there are some amazing scenes in it that are like peppered throughout. It felt a little aimless and kind of repetitive, but Brendan Fraser is also in this, and he plays a villain, and he plays a very weird, goofy villain.
There was a scene that takes place in a bathtub that looked like Big Lebowski.
Yeah, he's like threatening Peter Dinklage in a bathtub with a machine gun. It's like I said, it's really uneven, but I feel like it's trying to be like 6 or 7 different movies and paying homage to like 6 or 7 actual specific movies. As you watch it, I'm like, oh, this is just like that scene from so-and-so. This is like the scenes from the Coen Brothers or whatever.
Is the little person thing brought up in the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's the smart one, and Josh Brolin is the big dumb one. They're brothers. And I feel like Brolin's character was really complex in a way that they could have spent a lot more time exploring. And he's really the only role that was given a real like spot to shine in the whole like acting department.
Okay.
He has 1 or 2 scenes that you're like, damn, this is really deep and heartfelt. But the weird thing about it is it's directed by or written by Macon Blair.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like written by Macon Blair, directed by this guy named Max Barbacow. Never heard of him before.
Barbacow.
But it's just a weird, really uneven movie. So I think it's worth looking at, but it's not great.
It's a Prime release, isn't it?
It's a Prime movie, yeah. I won't say much about My Old Ass. I watched it. I liked it more than Tyler. But I didn't love it. I've heard a lot of like fantastic raving reviews about it. And it was, if I was like a teenage girl, a girl in my 20s or something like that, I feel like it would mean a lot more to me. But I wasn't turned off by the cringe. Her character is a little too snarky for me.
Which one?
The main character.
The young person?
Yeah, she's played by whatever her name is, Maisie Stella.
Yeah.
And she was. I thought she was good, but maybe a tiny bit too snarky and like too sure of herself. But I think that's the point because near the end she kind of grows a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We're not getting into it.
Okay.
It's streaming on Prime. You know, I think you know what you're getting yourself into if you want to watch it. A movie that I found that I never heard of also before on Tubi from 2017. It's called Hostels, starring Christian Bale.
Never heard of it?
No.
Really? I never seen it, but
isn't that the sequel to Hostel?
No. Hostiles. It's like hostile territory.
Isn't it pronounced Hostiles?
It's pronounced Hostels.
I know that was a
Christian Bale, Rosamund Pike, Wes Studi, who's like a Chief Yellowhawk. He plays a character, Chief Yellowhawk. Jesse Plemons, Rory Cochrane, Paul Anderson, Timothy Chalamet, Ben Foster, Jonathan Majors,
really? Damn.
Corianka Kilcher, Bill Camp. Huge cast.
Yeah, what a cast.
I know. And this did not disappoint. It was really good. Basically, Christian Bale plays like an army general or captain or something like that, and he's trying to retire. and his like lead guy, his general or whatever, gives him the duty, his final duty, to escort this this Native American chief and his family from their captiveness to his homeland. He's going to die. They know it. And they say, we're going to give you the honor of being buried in your own land. So they basically transports him across country to be buried in his own ceremonial land. And obviously Christian Bale does not like Indians in this.
Oh.
I'm using the vernacular from the movie, but he's like, I don't like them. And there's multiple factions. Obviously there's Apaches and there's Cheyenne and all this kind of stuff. And the Apaches are the particularly violent ones, and they're being chased by Apaches more or less. Apaches. And Rosamund Pike is played the widowed wife of a man whose her husband and her 2 young children were slaughtered like immediately at the beginning of the movie.
Jeez.
Brutally too. Like you'd see the kids die and everything. So you get a really good sense of how she feels about it, and then Christian Bale has his whole backstory. It was really good. So that's streaming only on Tubi for free. Everywhere else you got to rent it.
All right.
Watched Mads, MADS, on Shudder. That is from this year. It is a true one-shot movie. There's no cheats. There's no trick edits. So that gives it an extra like half, maybe a full star bump just from the production aspect of it.
A Day in the Life of Mads
No, this is a zombie movie.
Oh.
And this guy does an unknown drug.
Well, more or less the same.
He just does an unknown drug, a little bump at his drug dealer's house, and it's like red cocaine, basically. He snorts it, and then bad things happen to him and anybody else that snorts it.
So wait a minute, that was just cinnamon mints.
It's not like Enter the Void.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
because that's like a trip the whole time.
It's yeah. I mean, it felt at times. It felt like I've only seen like half of Into the Void, and it felt like that at times, or like Irreversible, where you're just following this character and the camera's constantly following them and stuff. But just from a like a production standpoint, really good and really interesting. I give it 4 stars. I think a lot of people might give it less, but the main character at one point switches, and when it does, settle in for some really good acting, because the new main character in the second half does some acting on a bicycle, like she's on a bike trying to go across town. And she's having this full-on meltdown, like possession style, on the bicycle, and
like psychotic, like.
Well, she's a zombie. She's turning, and you're like, holy fuck, this is really good. Like, this is hard enough to do on the ground, stationary.
But now she's doing it on
being able to take
on 2 wheels,
to being able to do multiple takes and do it over again. But it's like, this is at the end of an 1.5 hour long movie. She's an hour into it, and she's riding a bike towards the camera as they're going across town and having this conniption on the back of the bike. It's really impressive. So that's streaming on Shudder. Watch that. And then a classic, my first Francois Truffaut movie I've ever watched, from 1968, The Bride Wore Black. This is streaming on Amazon Prime, and this is badass. This is a movie about a woman whose husband gets killed on their wedding day on the steps of the church as they're leaving the church. And
he gets shot?
He gets shot and killed, yeah. And the rest of the movie is her tracking down the men responsible and killing them. And she has no use for life anymore. She says, when he died, I died too. But instead of killing herself, which she tries to do at the beginning of the movie, she decides to enact revenge.
It's like The Crow.
It's like, yes, The Crow wore black.
The Crow wore black.
But this is 1968. Again, like I said, it's streaming on Amazon Prime. It's in French. It's dubbed in English. I don't know if you can watch the subtitle version, because the first like 10 minutes is in English, and then it switches to clearly they're recorded speaking French, and then they just dub over it in English. But there's notes of Les Samurai in this. There's notes of Lady Snowblood, Kill Bill a little bit, and then and at the entire time, the main actress, she's very charismatic, Jean Moreau. I've never seen her in anything else, but I recognize the face, and she was really good. She was convincing, captivating, entrancing. You know, she uses her sex and seduction as the main mode of trapping these chauvinistic men. And a few times I'm like, oh, that guy's going to go on the balcony. Oh, it's not going to end well for him. Oh, the handkerchief's now on the tree. Oh, there he goes. And you're like, you kind of see a lot of it happening. But from my understanding, I know Truffaut was like a part of like French New Wave or whatever. At least I think so. And he's very influential. I've never seen any of his stuff before, and this was really good. Yeah,
Nice.
This is fantastic movie. So that's everything I have.
Okay.
Anything else, fellas?
I don't think so.
Josh, you want to go to the 3?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Oh,
You want to say anything?
You don't got anything else to say?
You want to say anything to Uncle Trip?
Uncle Trip.
Your mom's in the chat too. There's been a flurry of
she?
activity in the chat. Yeah.
Oh,
They've been talking to each other.
Yeah.
well, I did watch Wolves, as you guys know.
Oh yeah, you didn't talk about
Yeah,
that. Why
yeah.
did you like it?
No, I liked it enough, but when you were talking about it having a theatrical release, I was thinking
You guffawed.
I was like, no, that's not.
fool.
It's not a theater movie.
No.
But I
No.
think Wolves is streaming on
Wolves.
Apple. Wolves. Yeah, that one was that was a barrier that I had to get over.
Why?
Because I'm used to saying wolves,
Bookshelves.
not wolves. I like the shelves, bookshelves. Freaking English language.
Yeah.
I think the concept of the movie was cool. And oh man, that kid was annoying as hell. I swear to God.
Yeah.
It was just, but it was fun. It was fun. It was a fun movie, but
Not worth talking about.
But not.
Now we're seeing it in the theater.
I'm talking about it right now.
Oh God!
In my segment,
I wouldn't pay movie. I
wouldn't pay movie money for that movie.
I wouldn't pay. You know what? Actually, yeah, I was onto something. I wouldn't pay theater movie money.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Yeah, I learned a new word today. Big whoop.
Yeah,
What
I don't
about
know.
it?
I'm stumbling all over my words right now, but yeah, I think Wolves was fine.
Okay.
I think George Clooney
We're
was
really getting into this, huh?
charismatic as ever. Brad Pitt could have done a better job, but yeah. But I did love this movie. I didn't love this movie. I couldn't have said it better myself.
The movie gets a B.
So it's a mid movie.
It is. It is a mid movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bullshit artist. Bullshit art.
All right. We're good.
I think so. I feel like there's still something on like to talk about, but
I know. I remember. I want to assign all three of us the red one.
Yes.
Red one. It's the
for
new,
next week.
For next week, so we can watch. We can all talk about it during streaming picks.
Yes.
Let me make sure it is.
I gotta go give that movie money. Movie money.
No, it's streaming.
Is it?
Theater movie
Pretty
money.
sure. Let's see here. Red
Is it
one.
streaming?
It's streaming. Let me see.
I thought it was theater only.
It's theater only. Okay, we're pivoting. Dear Santa, the Jack Black shitty Christmas movie.
Dear Santa.
It's he plays Satan, and the kid writes a letter to Satan on accident.
Oh, really?
Why does
Yeah.
this movie sound so familiar?
It
to
just
me?
came out.
It's brand new.
Just came out.
Someone told me about this movie.
Perhaps because it just came out.
I don't know. A lot of people are always
Dear
coming up
Santa.
to me and saying, "Hey, what this movie?"
I love how
Tyler?"
Tyler in your own letterbox reviews you say, "As everybody knows,
As if everybody's supposed to know.
I don't like long movies."
Your mom told you.
Oh wait, she did. That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
The one that gave you life told you, and you don't even remember. So, Dear Santa just came out, like literally just came
Dear
out.
Santa.
It's an hour and 48 minutes long. It's PG-13 and it's streaming on Fubo and Paramount Plus. You guys all have Paramount Plus?
Yep.
I do.
Cool. So let's watch that and we'll talk about that in streaming picks next week.
So Dear Santa.
Dear Santa. All right. Actually, I'm sorry, I forgot to thank our Patreon. So thank you to the cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather, Steven, Michael, and Chris. If you want to support us just like Trip did today and became part of the class, you can join us on patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass, or you can just watch or listen to the YouTube channel as well. That helps too. Until next time. Thank you for joining us as we don't watch Cyrus or Lars and the Real Girl. Follow us next week as maybe we watch both. We don't know. We haven't figured it out yet.
Perhaps.
Yes. We're going to need to pay our penance. Joseph and I have some punishments movies, and we're all going to watch Dear Santa.
Yes.
Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class, and go to the show notes on Spotify to find our voice mail number. We'd like to hear from you in real time.
Oh.
Is not other
Yeah,
than the chat.
that's
Sorry,
it.
I kind of switched it up.
Okay, and follow us on Twitter at PodcastMC and on TikTok.
There you go. See you later.
See ya.
See ya.